subscribe, like the video, and, if possible, join Patreon. But if you don't have much money, you can support the channel by watching the novels on euroaudiobooks.com. Remember that you can participate in the polls so that your favorite novel gets published for free.
Synopsis. Travel through Konoha, become Uchiha Sasuke, and the system turns on. Would ye genius? Have you ever seen a genius who graduated at the age of 12? The genius of ghosts is either slapped in the face or on the way to be slapped in the face. Is there such a genius? I am dignified Uchiha Sasuke, Ye Tian, who has the blood succession limit that all ninjas in the ninja world dream of, but I have never pretended to be a complete force. It's unbearable. Full opening talent. Let the world know what Uchiha is. What is a real genius? Chapter 1 Genius? Ghost, genius, creak, creak. The wooden door that was about to decay was slowly pushed open. A dark-haired boy stood at the door. It was evening now, and the sun was about to set. The last afterglow was projected from behind him. It stretched his shadow very, very long. There is a red family crest on the back of this boy, crest to the Uchiha clan. Stepping into the room, he closed the door behind his back. Come to the bed and sit down, looking up at the mirror opposite. I didn't expect. I became the second pillar. The person reflected in the mirror has black hair and a gloomy look in his eyes. With a flawless face, handsome, and at the same time, giving people a feeling of indifference. Looks like an iceberg male god. This is 12-year-old Uchiha Sasuke. Although he is indeed handsome, he is an orphan, called a genius, but an orphan. He has the blood successor limit that countless ninjas in the ninja world envy. But he is an orphan. Her appearance, talent, and background are all perfect. It's a pity to be an orphan. Although there's nothing wrong with becoming a second pillar, it's a bit of a pitfall to become a one-armed hero in the end. Now Sasuke showed a distressed look. It's fine to become a one-armed hero, but it's completely unnecessary to marry little Sakura. Now Sasuke doesn't want to marry little Sakura even if he dies. It doesn't matter what the original Sasuke thinks. Anyway, the current Sasuke has been occupied by a soul from Blue Star. It is impossible to marry little Sakura. No matter what you say, you can't marry little Sakura. Even Ino is more fragrant than little Sakura. But the prerequisite for not marrying little Sakura is to beat Naruto. Who can beat Naruto? If it wasn't for Naruto's purchase of the plugin, he brought a copy for Sasuke, by the way. In the end, it was impossible to have anything to do with Sasuke. Speaking of myself, Sasuke, I was called Ye Tian anyway, but the reality is, in terms of talent, look up Uchiha Itachi, Hatake Kakashi. That's the real genius. If Naruto hadn't bought a hanger in the end and brought a copy to Sasuke, the word genius would not be a bit of a stretch on Sasuke. Now, I am Sasuke, not the original Ertsuzi. Sasuke stood up and looked at himself in the mirror. He exhaled lightly and clenched his fists. There are 7 days until the graduation exam. Since I came here and became Sasuke, I will become a different Sasuke. The original Sasuke. Although he was planted with the vengeance motivation technique by the elder brother, the original Sasuke's strength is too weak. Every time you pretend, you will be slapped in the face. As a genius, there is no way to pretend to be a complete PSY smoothly. It is unbearable. Now Sasuke doesn't want the thing that pretended to be slapped in the face to happen to him again. Practice. Inward roll. Crazy introversion. As a genius, you have to work harder than others. In order not to marry little Sakura, in order not to be slapped in the face for pretend, Sasuke has to work hard to say anything. But speaking of it, Sasuke has only been in this world for 3 days. He had just absorbed all of Sasuke's memories. At this time, it is impossible for Sasuke to run out and practice ninjutsu or something. After all, Konoha's water is a bit deep, and Sasuke can't grasp it now. Umbu, Root, or something, who knows if Hiruzen and Danzo, 2 old monsters, will have a brain twitch and look at themselves involuntarily and make trouble for themselves. Still stay at home honestly. Refining and refining chakra. Involution is not a short-term problem. Doubling up on training tomorrow. Although Sasuke in the original book practiced very hard, the effect of revenge motivation was too strong. As a result, he actually spent more time alone, reminiscing about the painful experience of the night of genocide over and over again. In fact, there is not that much time for practice, probably because Sasuke feels that he is far better than his peers, so it is inevitable that he will be a little slack. But the current Sasuke doesn't think so. Better than Konoha's peers? To put it bluntly, the current Sasuke, except for the female ninjas like Sakura, Ino, and Tian, the remaining Konoha 12 Zyokyang, which one is easy to mess with. Genius? Ghost genius. As the reincarnation of Indra, Sasuke is too weak at this stage. Chakra is not enough, so ninjutsu can only be played a few times. Sharingan is still in a state of hook jade, and Shaoli has been hammered in terms of physical skills. This is genius? Thinking of this, Sasuke immediately began to prepare to try to refine chakra. Although chakra is not so easy to improve, but as a genius Sasuke, he can still improve a little with hard work. Accumulation will always have an effect. At least it must become better than the original. Having absorbed the memory of the original Sasuke, he is no stranger to how to refine chakra. But Sasuke underestimated the matter of cultivation a little too much. Refining chakra is the combination of physical energy and spiritual energy. 3 or 4 hours passed. There is indeed an improvement, as Sasuke thought. The amount of chakra is slightly more than before. But now Sasuke is already sweating profusely. According to this rate, it is estimated that in another 10 years, the increase in the amount of chakra will only be 10%. I'm a genius after all. That's it. Host has completed integration. The system is opening system. Sasuke sat up suddenly. The tiredness in his eyes disappeared. It's been 3 days, and Sasuke thought he didn't have a cheat. Now it's finally here. Scanning host. Uchiha Sasuke age. 12 years old, blood succession boundary. Sharingan, 1 hook jade. Mastered ninjutsu. 3 body technique. Introduction. Fire style. Great fireball technique. Getting started. Mastered physical skills. Basic physical skills. Introductory. Illusions mastered. None special skill. Uchiha throwing technique. Beginner. Chakra amount. Rare special chakra. Indra chakra. Unawakened. Comprehensive evaluation. Garbage genin. Looking at the system evaluation, Sasuke was speechless. I am a wooden Ye Tian. You call me a rubbish genin? Okay. In fact, looking at it this way, Sasuke himself feels that he is really sorry for the word genius. Given that the host is too rubbish, it is an insult to the God-making system. Give novice reward. Perfect talent. Chapter 2, immediately full talent. Perfect talent. Is this a dislike for me? Uchiha Sasuke is not talented? I, Sasuke, am Ye Tian. However, this genius is indeed a bit of a misnomer. The reward given by the God-making system, the perfect talent, when blending into Sasuke's body. At this moment, Sasuke suddenly felt something different. As in ninjutsu, he felt a little strange, but now he seems to understand why it is strange in an instant. That's because of a glitch in the control of chakra. Even the amount of chakra fluctuated slightly. Directly increase the chakra by 10%. If there is a progress bar called talent in front of Sasuke, then you can see that the progress bar is directly full. A long time, Sasuke let out a long breath. Open your eyes. For a moment, Sasuke's Sharingan opened involuntarily. However, what appeared this time was not the Sharingan of Yaguyu, but was directly promoted to 2 Tomo Sharingan. In the field of vision, you can even clearly see the dust floating in the air under the dim light. Sasuke reached up and touched his eyes. This is the evolution of the blood inheritance limit. Congratulations to host. The blood successor boundary has successfully evolved. Blood succession boundary. Sharingan, 2 hook jade. Just a fusion of perfect talents. Let Sharingan evolve directly. It's a good system. A small smile appeared on Sasuke's face. Perfect talent integration complete. Host, please reach the general genin level within 1 month. Achieving the goal, you can get a reward. Excellent physique. Although the host talent is rubbish, his strength is rubbish, and the blood succession limit is average. But with the existence of this system, even rubbish can be molded into a god by this system. The host only needs to persevere and work hard. And one day, he can become a god. Sasuke. Talent garbage? Strength garbage? Is the limit of blood inheritance normal? Talent. Sasuke has nothing to say. Compared with the perfect talent given by the system, it is indeed rubbish. But in terms of strength, I am not in vain against ordinary genin now. It's just that it's still a little tricky to meet the 12 little strongs who met Konoha. What is the standard of the system for general genin? Is there a problem with myself? Or is there a problem with the system standards? There is also blood succession limit. Sharingan's blood succession limit garbage? There are not many people in the whole ninja world who don't want to get the Sharingan of the Uchiha clan. Is this still garbage? Sasuke was speechless. But what Sasuke is more interested in now is what kind of changes will be brought about by this excellent physique reward. Perfect talent. Now Sasuke has slowly felt it. Even Sasuke felt that as long as he practiced Genin a little bit, he would definitely have a huge breakthrough. But at this time, it was almost midnight. Just go out and practice ninjutsu. Chakra refining seems to give it another try. See if there is any change in refining chakra between the original talent and the current perfect talent. The talent becoming stronger should not have much effect on refining chakra. After all, the refinement of chakra is not only related to talent, but the most important thing is the body. If a ninja wants to increase the amount of chakra, he must rely on a strong will, fight constantly, and hone his spirit from the battle, thus increasing the amount of chakra. So it has nothing to do with talent. At best, the speed of refining chakra is a little faster. It just recovers faster when fighting, but it is difficult to increase the total amount. Gotta give it a try though. Closing his eyes, Sasuke began to try a new round of chakra refining. Soon the blue light filled Sasuke's whole body. But this time Sasuke has changed significantly. Controlling the chakra aspect first is simply too easy. If it takes a lot of mental energy to control chakra before. So now it doesn't even need any mental power, just one thought, and chakra will flow according to Sasuke's will. Even the more controlled, the more proficient it feels, so Sasuke doesn't seem to need to deliberately maintain the state of refining chakra. The body seems to have to remember this feeling instinctively. With just one refinement, the body has already memorized 30 to 40% of the parts. In this way, refine chakra a few more times. The body is about to form muscle memory. It took less than an hour to complete a chakra refinement. And Sasuke is still full of energy, and he doesn't feel tired at all. Compared with the previous 3 or 4 hours, the refining was completed and a trace of chakra was added. The amount of chakra increased this time is already 100 times as much as before. But even if it is 100 times as much as before, if you want to double your own chakra, it will probably take a full 100 days. It doesn't look like time is short, but if compared with ordinary ninjas, this speed of progress is terrifying. Ordinary ninjas, even some genius ninjas, chakra wants to grow in addition to going through life and death battles. The only way is to rely on the growth of age and physical development to let chakra increase automatically. It is impossible to say that relying on practice can increase the amount of chakra, and Sasuke can do it for 100 days now, relying solely on practice, and doubling the amount of chakra is already a terrifying thing. Sasuke is now too excited to sleep. This kind of change that can obviously feel progress can be addictive. Even if you refine chakra once, you can barely increase the amount by 1%. But this feeling is unstoppable. Closing his eyes, Sasuke began the second chakra refinement practice. Throughout the night, Sasuke performed 4 chakra refinements. It took less than an hour to complete the refining for the first time, but the second time was more than an hour. The third time, the fourth time, the more time it takes to go further, the fourth time Sasuke almost couldn't hold on. The consumption of mental power is not ordinary. However, it has been refined 4 times, increasing the amount of chakra by 4%. According to the speed of refining 4 times a day, Sasuke can double the amount of chakra in less than a month. Look at it this way: the reward given by the system, the perfect talent. It is indeed a bit of heaven-defying. Such talent deserves to be called a genius. Chapter 3: Leaps of Progress. In the early morning, the streets of Konoha were just lit up. Sasuke couldn't wait to go out. There are still 7 days until the graduation exam. During these 7 days, basically there is no need to go to school. Just wait for the ninja school graduation exam. So these 7 days Sasuke can arrange freely. After a casual breakfast, Sasuke went directly to a certain forest outside Konoha village. There are many unnamed forests around Konoha. He randomly found a place that was not too far from the village, nor too close. There are usually not many ninjas passing by here. Sasuke can also start practicing with peace of mind. See how terrifying the perfect talent given by the system is. Standing in a clearing in the forest, the clearing is about half the size of a football field. It's enough for practice. Call! He exhaled lightly, and then Sasuke started to get a little excited. Perfect talent is so terrifying and chakra refining. Then in the practice of ninjutsu or taijutsu, what kind of performance will this talent have? As the only ninjutsu that Sasuke knows now, the ninjutsu he practices is naturally fire style, great fireball technique. Raising his hands to make seals, Sasuke felt that the speed of seals had increased. But it's not particularly obvious. But in the next second, when the printing is completed, the chakra in the body starts to flow. Sasuke poked his head forward lightly, taking a sharp breath through his mouth. Next second, crack! A fireball with a diameter of 10 meters was instantly spit out by Sasuke. The chakra condensed in the throat instantly turned into flames to form the Great Fireball, which was released by Sasuke. The flames swept through. Crackling, it directly impacted to a place more than 20 meters away, instantly crashing the trees along the way, and at the same time, the high-temperature flames ignited the trees. Burned Kurizumi in the blink of an eye. Looking at the movement caused by the destruction of the Great Fireball technique in front of him, Sasuke himself was taken aback. This power has been multiplied by more than 10 times. This is just a practice. Now Sasuke obviously feels that if he releases again, he can do better. And this time the Great Fireball technique is not only powerful, it even consumes only about 20% of chakra. In other words, with Sasuke's chakra now, this technique can be released 5 times. Originally, his Great Fireball technique could only be released twice, and the third chakra was not enough. And it's far more powerful than it is now. And now not only has the power increased so much, even the amount of chakra consumed has decreased. This is the perfect talent. This change is too scary. Sasuke couldn't wait to try it a second time. Raise your hand to make a seal. What surprised Sasuke even more this time was that the sealing speed was faster. The printing time was directly shortened by 1/3. It's just a practice. What is the concept of shortening the printing time by 1/3? But that's not the only surprising thing. In the next second, chakra was mobilized in a more perfect posture, and at the same time, it was converging in the throat at a faster speed. Immediately following Sasuke's movements, it was sprayed out directly. Boom! This time the Great Fireball technique is even more exaggerated. The moment it was spit out, the berserk flames even directly caused the air to form a terrifying heat wave. It is obvious that the air is turbulent, and the return heat wave is formed. Even Sasuke suddenly felt a burning sensation on the skin hit by this hot air. The flames raged, instantly spread to form a great fireball with a diameter of 15 meters. But not only that, the fireball was surrounded by rings of fire. Although the ring of fire presents an irregular state, the Great Fireball impacted nearly 30 meters away before slowly stopping. And finally, there was a horrible explosion. A flame cloud of nearly 10 meters was formed directly under the light of the fire. Sasuke himself was stunned. This power is more than 10 times stronger than before. This speed of becoming stronger is too pervert. Watching the first flame channel blasted directly by the Great Fireball in the forest. This is much wider than the streets of Konoha village. Just practice twice. The progress is so terrifying. Sasuke slowly raised his head and looked at the flames spreading from the forest. If you practice this a few more times, what will the might look like in the end? Comparable to S-rank ninjutsu? Or is it more terrifying than S-rank ninjutsu? Thinking of this, Sasuke couldn't wait to continue trying. But what surprised Sasuke even more at this time was that the chakra in his body was recovering rapidly. 2 shots of Great Fireball technique consumed about 40% of Sasuke's chakra. But with Sasuke's current chakra recovery speed, it only takes about 4 minutes to fully recover. In other words, 10% of chakra can be recovered every minute. The recovery speed stunned Sasuke. Is this the world of geniuses? Thinking back to the original Sasuke's talent, it is far worse than this. Needless to say, the power of the Great Fireball, just the recovery speed of this chakra. Even a horse can't keep up. I am the real genius Sasuke. According to the progress of practicing the Great Fireball technique, Sasuke felt that he would continue to practice. Like Madara, it is not impossible for a fire style to be blocked by the entire joint army of water style ninjas. Continue. Fire style, Great Fireball technique. Boom! The terrifying flame storm swept across again. However, the progress this time seems to be much smaller than last time. The power of ninjutsu has increased, and the time to seal the seal has been reduced by a quarter again. Unleash a Great Fireball technique now. It only takes about a second. Unlike the original Sasuke, who had cramp in his hands, it took him a long time to spit out a fireball that was bigger than his fart. The practice of Great Fireball Sasuke can't support it for too long. After all, although chakra's recovery speed is accelerated, but not unlimited chakra either. After practicing 5 times in a row, chakra is basically exhausted, about 1/10 of the remaining. The power of the Great Fireball has been increased visible to the naked eye. It's not enough for a qualified ninja to be good at ninjutsu. Let's start practicing taijutsu too. There is also kunai, throwing technique, 3-body technique must be practiced. Now Sasuke is full of energy. When a person who is full of talent and extremely diligent is not a genius, he is a monster. Chapter 4 change is brought about by talent, although the talent is directly full, but for Sasuke's physical training. It doesn't seem to help that much. The taijutsu taught by the ninja school is actually just a few moves. There is nothing special about attack and defense. If you want to make taiju really stronger, you must first react quickly, and secondly, you must have strong strength, amazing speed, and keen insight. In the final analysis, the strength of physical skills depends most on physical fitness. Perform a series of physical attacks against the stake. Although Sasuke can clearly feel that he can think of countless ways to attack continuously in his mind in an instant. Even every attack action, what kind of response plan should be made in what kind of situation encountered in the future. But a stake is always a stake. After 30 minutes of gymnastics warm-up activities, in addition to further strengthening the control over the body. As the control of the body becomes more nuanced, Sasuke's speed has increased a lot, and the strength of his attacks has also become stronger. After all, the stronger the control over the body, the power wasted in each movement is small, and the explosive power will naturally appear stronger. Not that Sasuke's physical fitness has improved. However, this further enables greater control over the body. Let Sasuke also feel that the perfect talent given by the system is very pervert. But if you really want to strengthen physical skills, you still need to exercise your body. It seems that the practice of physical arts is going to be put on hold. After all, it is not a matter of a day or two for the body to exercise and become stronger. Just like the amount of chakra, it can only be done slowly. But now that Sasuke can make use of his terrifying talents, it should be mainly chakra control and ninjutsu that will become stronger quickly. And that's it. Kunai throwing technique. The kunai throwing technique uses one's own Sharingan, which can burst out with more terrifying power than ordinary ninjas. Coupled with his current terrifying talent, kunai throwing technique, it will definitely become even more terrifying. Thinking of this, Sasuke took out kunai from the knife bag. A few stakes were placed in the distance. Come to a position 20 meters away from the stake. Sasuke raised his head and was not ready to open the Sharingan yet. For a moment, Sasuke felt very different. There are no less than 10 ways to accurately throw Ku-Wu into the bullseye in his mind. At the same time, it still has different trajectories, and the throwing techniques are different, and the damage caused by different strengths is also different. It's almost like knowing it from birth. This surprised Sasuke even more. He raised his hand and tried to throw out the kunai in his hand according to the method in his mind. However, in the next second, kunai, who came out of his hand, directly stabbed the bullseye fiercely, accompanied by a crisp impact. The whole process was as fast as a bullet. Sasuke didn't stop, raised his hand, and continued to throw the kunai in his hand. A cloud of kunai scattered in the air, shooting straight at the target in various gestures from all directions. Some rotate rapidly in the air, drawing an arc, and some even change continuously because of the rotation posture. An S-shaped route was drawn in the air. But in the end, no matter what posture he used, his head finally hit the bullseye in unison. The 10-handed kunai basically filled the red dot in the center of the bullseye. And after Sasuke took all the kunai back, he felt that he could do better. For example, let kunai collide in the air, change the trajectory many times, and finally hit the target with another posture. If steel wires are added, the control can evolve more and weirder kunai throws. There are so many ideas that Sasuke always feels as if his hands itch if he doesn't give it a try. Immediately began the training of kunai throwing. An hour later, the ground was covered with scattered kunai. Sasuke was sitting under a big tree. His face was covered with sweat, but he couldn't hold back his smile. Kunai throwing? I didn't expect to be able to use it like this. I'm afraid that if an ordinary Chunin is not careful, I can kill it directly with kunai. Ninja fighting is all about killing with one blow. Even hidden weapons, the most common ninja weapons, are not so pleasant once hit. Even a Kage-level ninja would have to kneel as long as he was stabbed in the vitals. Of course, the prerequisite is to be able to break the defense. After a short rest, Sasuke began to practice ninjutsu. Kunai throwing can only be said to be a surprise killer. After all, the attack power of a hidden weapon is too weak, so it is easy to be blocked or dodged. Ninjutsu and taijutsu are the foundation of ninja fighting. There is no way to quickly improve physical skills in a short period of time. But ninjutsu can. Continuing with the great fireball technique training, Sasuke believes that as long as chakra can keep up, it is not impossible to use A-level ninjutsu to exceed the power of S-level. In the original book, Lord Madara can do it, and it is not difficult for Sasuke to do that now that he has such a terrifying talent. In addition to practicing the great fireball technique, you also need to practice other ninjutsu. Different ninjutsu have different attack methods. Also fire style, great fireball covers a wide area and is amazingly powerful. But the attack speed is too slow, and it is easy to be dodged by fast ninjas. And the movement is too loud. If you want to kill the enemy silently, it is not the first choice. Therefore, it is necessary to go back and learn all the other fire styles recorded by the Uchiha family. Sasuke didn't think of spending so much energy to master so many fire-style ninjutsu before. But it's different now. This terrifying talent has shown the most amazing changes in ninjutsu so far. Wouldn't it be a waste of such a good talent not to learn more Genin skills? At the same time, you can also try to train chakra's control. Physical training has further strengthened Sasuke's control over his body. This has brought about many changes. Then enhancing the control over chakra will definitely bring about not too few changes. At the same time, you can also practice printing. Itachi's printing speed is amazing, and he can basically do instant ninjutsu. Half a second in a fight counts. So, not Madara practice is also necessary. And Sasuke also wants to try one-handed Madara. Free up one hand to attack or defend. It is very helpful in battle. There are still 7 days left. The graduation exam will take place in 7 days. And if I make good use of the 7 days, with my current terrifying talent, I will be able to completely reborn. Chapter 5 Heading to Ninja School in the morning. Sasuke changed into the clothes he washed and dried last night. Today, in the huge Uchiha family's land, all that is left to Sasuke is a modest house. Looking at myself in the mirror is completely different. There was a little indifference in the eyes, but hidden in the depths of the eyes was a rebellion that originated from the bones. 7 days. Sasuke is completely reborn. Terrifying talent. Let Sasuke learn ninjutsu. It is not called learning. It should be more of a review. After taking a look at the ninjutsu scroll and memorizing the order of the seals, basically, it will already have a shape when it is released in the next second. Unleashing the power again will suddenly increase a level. As a ninjutsu, Sasuke only needs 3 practices to reach the level described on the ninjutsu scroll. Continue to practice. The power will become stronger, and the control of various extended forms of this ninjutsu will become more and more handy. Great fireball technique, for example, goes beyond just spitting out a giant fireball. Art is dead, but people are alive. By controlling the size and compressing the volume, more terrifying destructive power in a small area can be obtained. Chakra can also be diluted to get a larger area of effect attack, but the corresponding power is much smaller. Increase or decrease chakra input at the same time. It is also possible to control the distance of the great fireball and even not to spit it out completely. Keep the flames covering an area in front of you, burning wildly with flames. The extended forms of these techniques are the essence of ninjutsu. Host: Uchiha Sasuke. Age: 12 years old. Blood succession boundary: Sharingan 2 Hook Jade. Mastered ninjutsu: 3 body technique Grandmaster. Fire style: Great fireball technique Grandmaster. Fire dragon technique Grandmaster. Phoenix immortal fire technique Grandmaster. Great fire dragon technique skilled. Great fire extinction skilled. Great fire extinguishment Grandmaster. Mastered physical skills: Basic physical skills introductory. Illusions mastered. None special skills. Uchiha throwing technique small success. One-handed sealing beginner. Chakra to control Grandmaster. Chakra amount: Rare special chakra. Indra chakra unawakened. Comprehensive evaluation: Weak genin for 7 days. Sasuke learned the remaining fire style ninjutsu scrolls at home. A total of 5 ninjutsu, 3 of which are B-level ninjutsu. In just 5 days, I learned not to speak. Due to the amount of chakra required for B-level ninjutsu, it is inherently more. Far more chakra is needed than C-level ninjutsu. Basically, a B-level ninjutsu will consume 90% of Sasuke's current chakra. It can be said to be hollowed out in one shot. Even so, Sasuke practiced these ninjutsu. At the same time, in the process of practicing ninjutsu, Sasuke also understood. The levels behind this ninja are entry, proficiency, grandmaster, and success. In Sasuke's understanding, beginners are the level just learned, proficiency is the Jinin level, grandmaster is the Chunin level, and Xiaoqing should be regarded as the Jinin level. Among the newly learned ninjutsu, not to mention the C-level fire style, the Phoenix Fire and Fire Dragon technique require a small amount of chakra. Sasuke practiced a few more times and easily reached the Grandmaster level comparable to Chunin. However, in the B-level ninjutsu, Sasuke deliberately spent a lot of time to practice it to the Grandmaster level. It's not because this technique is stronger, but the influence left by Madara is too deep. So Sasuke has a soft spot for this technique. And for 7 days, Sasuke has successfully figured out the way to seal the seal with one hand. And the process of cultivation is a matter of course, as if everything is understood naturally. It can only be said that the world of geniuses, Sasuke has only realized it now. One-handed sealing is really purely a matter of talent. Few people in the Hokage world can complete the knot seal with one hand. But at the end of the day, there is no need for seals at all to release ninjutsu. The Tsutsuki clan who unleashes ninjutsu needs Jin. There is no concept of connecting seals at all. So the one-handed seal seems to be the same. However, for Sasuke now, the mastery of the one-hand seal technique does not improve the combat effectiveness in the slightest. And after completing the practice of treading water and climbing trees, the control of chakra also directly appeared in the special skills. Sasuke can clearly feel that the amount of chakra is more full, not more but full. It seems that I usually lose part of chakra due to activities. However, now Sasuke can guarantee that chakra will not be lost to the greatest extent. Don't underestimate this ability. It is precisely because of chakra control that chakra is not lost, and Sasuke feels that chakra's recovery speed has doubled. When releasing ninjutsu at the same time, the power has increased significantly. Also reduces chakra consumption. In addition to the 7 days of Sasuke, chakra is refined every night. The amount of chakra, the total amount, has increased by almost a third. In other words, in 2 weeks, Sasuke will be able to double his amount of chakra. But obviously now I feel that there is no pressure to be on the top Chunin or the average Chunin. But the system's evaluation turned out to be weak Genin. At the same time, the evaluation of chakra is still scarce. This made Sasuke very speechless. Did the system misunderstand Genin? Is he still a weak Genin now? What a joke! The average Genin, Sasuke, is now able to kill a large number of people in an instant just by using kunai. This level is still weak Genin. It can only be said that the system is worthy of being a system, and the layout is not ordinary. No matter how big the system is, it will take 1 month for the system's evaluation to reach the general Genin level. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. These 7 days are basically a practice of forgetting to eat and sleep. If this goes on for a month, it will not be possible to change the system price into ordinary Genin. Then Sasuke has nothing to do. In his opinion, the general Genin level of the system probably refers to the combat level of Kage-level ninjas. But that's right, Konoha. Konoha Genin's battles are ruined, and Kage-level ninjas' battles are at best nothing but collapsed houses. After getting dressed, Sasuke walked out of the house and headed towards the ninja school. Chapter 6 Selection of Graduation rewards graduation exam for ninja school. Exam difficulty in peaceful times. It's not enough to have hands. Sasuke came to the school and received his candidate number, just quietly waiting for the exam to start. It is said to be a graduation exam, but in fact it is just a simple assessment of a 3-body technique, and then check the kunai, throwing, basic physical strength, speed, and so on. Meeting the criteria is considered a successful graduation. This test is not difficult at all, but today our son of luck, Uzumaki Naruto, failed the successful test. Became the only guy who didn't graduate. Sitting in the classroom waiting for the exam, Sasuke saw Naruto sitting in front, and the guy was very excited. It looks like a chicken blood. As if aware of Sasuke's gaze, Naruto turned his head and glanced in Sasuke's direction. Sasuke quickly withdrew his gaze, closed his eyes, and meditated. Although it's not the first kiss scene when the class is divided, Sasuke doesn't want to stage this scene in advance with this BD Naruto. Seeing Sasuke sitting motionless on the seat, closing his eyes, and playing cool, Naruto curled his lips in extreme displeasure. The reason for the displeasure is also very simple. The little Sakura on the side is looking at Sasuke with an extremely nympho. Not only little Sakura, but also Ino and other girls. And talking quietly. I feel like Sasuke is different today. Yeah, I feel more handsome than before. And it seems that the expression is not so cold. Really? But I feel that Sasuke-kun is still repelling people thousands of miles away. Hearing these girls' words, Sasuke was a little surprised. From the outside, there should be no change, but these women can feel it keenly. It can only be said that it is a woman's sixth sense. Forget it, try not to draw attention. The current Sasuke is completely different from the previous Sasuke. Although the appearance has not changed, the costumes have remained the same as before. But in the final analysis, once a person's mental state changes, many things will be revealed from his eyes. Fortunately, today is the graduation exam. Although Sasuke makes it hard not to pay attention, the focus is still on the graduation exam. As the exam progressed, there were fewer and fewer ninjas waiting in the classroom. Soon it was Sasuke's turn too. Simple test. The kunai was thrown and passed easily. Even the speed and movement of Sasuke throwing the kunai stunned the teacher, who was responsible for recording the assessment results. It's only been a few days, and it feels like the kid in the Uchiha family has become stronger again. The throwing action is clean and neat, and kunai's speed is also faster than before. Qualified, but in the end, it's just a kunai throwing, nothing worth paying too much attention to. In the next project, test physical fitness and speed. For a ninja, if the physical strength is as poor as that of ordinary people, then don't even think about being a ninja. But as ninjas with chakra, usually the situation is not too bad. Speed test passed perfectly. There were no twists and turns in the physical strength test. As for the 3-body technique, Sasuke's clone technique was equally clean. After leaving school, Sasuke has got his own ninja forehead protector. This ninja test is too easy. Saying that, Sasuke put the forehead protector in his pocket, ready to leave. And at this time, Sasuke saw Naruto sitting on the swing of the big tree at the school gate with a lonely face. This guy is the only one who didn't graduate. Speaking of it, Naruto's clone technique is rubbish, but But the problem is that this guy doesn't have chakra. Even people like Xiao Li who can't use ninjutsu can successfully graduate. With Naruto's identity and background, and at the same time not being a complete waste, he should be able to graduate. Perhaps this is another arranged play. Sasuke thought to himself, but didn't intend to stop it either. The identity of the Uchiha clan is already very sensitive in Konoha. At this time, don't provoke right and wrong. He left the school directly and walked towards home. And Naruto looked at the back of Sasuke leaving. He noticed that Sasuke was looking at him for a long time just now. Maybe others only noticed Sasuke's indifference, and he didn't even smile when he passed the graduation exam. It's so cold. But only Naruto noticed. Everyone else celebrated with companions, and even family cheered. But Sasuke did not. Even after graduation, no one congratulated Sasuke. And this time Sasuke stopped halfway. Congratulations to host. Successfully obtained Genin status. Becoming a ninja is the first step towards God. An encouragement award will be given, and the host can choose which reward to get. 1. Ninjutsu 2. Body art 3. Chakra. There are 3 kinds of rewards, and the specific rewards are not yet known. This just tells Sasuke that there are 3 different directions to go. Whether it's towards ninjutsu or taijutsu, or is it focused on chakra enhancements? Ninjutsu includes escapism and illusion, and is a powerful means for ninjas to destroy enemies. Taijutsu is the most basic fighting skill of ninjas. Chakra is to allow ninjas to have different aptitudes, or to enhance their potential. Ninjutsu, or taijutsu, or chakra. These 3 choices made Sasuke a little melancholy. Among Sasuke's various combat abilities, physical skills, and chakra should be his weak points. Under normal circumstances, you should choose physical skills or chakra rewards to make up for part of your weaknesses. But now Sasuke is nothing more than a genin, judged by the system as a weak genin. In this case, perhaps you should focus on your strongest point and improve as much as possible so that your combat power can rise first. As for other abilities, it is natural to gradually improve, but it seems that it is a good way to point Aaronkar first. I choose ninjutsu. Confirm the selection reward as ninjutsu, whether yes. Now that you have decided, you don't need to worry too much. One's own perfect talent is the scariest thing for the improvement of ninjutsu. If you choose ninjutsu rewards, you will naturally improve the most. It can increase your upper limit a lot. Congratulations to host for getting a chance to use the Ninjutsu Lab. Ninjutsu Lab. Assist host in developing ninjutsu. Based on the influence of host's own strength and talent, the success rate of different ninjutsu development is also different. Please ask host to experience it yourself. Chapter 7 Ninjutsu Laboratory. Ninjutsu Lab. Help develop ninjutsu? Seriously? Sasuke started to get a little excited. It's not like he hasn't thought about developing ninjutsu. After all, with the talent rewarded by the system, it is naturally impossible to learn ninjutsu step by step. Plus, the current Sasuke is not the original Sasuke. There are countless powerful tricks in memory, and if these tricks can be created through Chakra's way, then the power is absolutely terrifying. But it's one thing to think about it. The difficulty is not small, and this thing doesn't just need to be talented. So Sasuke hasn't started trying yet. But now there is such a thing as a ninjutsu laboratory. It made Sasuke excited immediately. Immediately speed up and rush towards home. What Sasuke, who came back home, didn't know. At this moment, third Hokage, Sarutobi Hiruzen, is looking at him through the telescope technique. As expected of Uchiha's child. He also watched Sasuke's test screen. It's really good, even if it's just some simple content. But it is not difficult to see that Sasuke's foundation is very solid. Also worthy of the word genius. But the reason why he observes Sasuke today is that he hopes that Sasuke will go back home to sorrow alone as usual. Don't run around. Otherwise, he wouldn't mind being knocked out and trying to get trapped at home. After all, tonight was Hiruzen's special education to Naruto. Just to test Naruto. If Naruto made the wrong choice, then he would have no choice but to agree to Danzo's request. Sarutobi Hiruzen is relieved now that Sasuke is home. Instead, start to observe the current situation of Naruto. Sasuke doesn't intend to get involved in the sealed book incident. The sealed book of Konoha village is impossible for a genin to steal casually. If it were so easy to obtain, the sealed book would not be in Konoha long ago. And it is impossible to keep it in a place where it may be stolen at any time. There is only 1,000 days to be a thief, but there is no reason to guard against a thief for 1,000 days. The incident this time was fishing law enforcement, so if Sasuke ran out to intervene, he would have to be targeted by Danzo, if he was not targeted by Sarutobi. The loss outweighs the gain. Back home, Sasuke sat cross-legged on the bed, closed his eyes, and entered the system interface. There is no change in the body, but Sasuke's consciousness has come to a certain chaotic area. And already entered here. The system will give a prompt. Host successfully entered the ninjutsu laboratory. Using time is 3 hours. Please host to hurry up. Countdown starts. There is also a time usage limit. What if more than one ninjutsu is developed within the specified time of use? But most likely it won't be that simple. Even if there's a system to develop ninjutsu, it may not be so easy to do. While Sasuke was thinking, several options popped up in front of him suddenly. Ninjutsu development options: 1. Fire style. 2. Lightning style. 3. Special escapism, such as shadow clone, etc. are special escapism. 4. Illusion. The ninjutsu options that can be developed are of course not just these 4. The laboratory is based on Sasuke itself. The current Sasuke only has chakra with fire and thunder attributes, so it could develop fire style and lightning style. As for the special escape technique, although everyone can learn it, the specific effect depends on talent. Illusion depends on talent, and obviously Sasuke has talent in this area. Among the 4 available options, Sasuke chose lightning style without thinking. First of all, Sasuke's signature ninjutsu Chidori is lightning style, and secondly, fire style Sasuke is not very lacking. But lightning style is blank. In the end, Sasuke has a lot of tricks about lightning in his mind. Special escape technique: Sasuke didn't know what to develop for a while. The lab is available for 3 hours. Sasuke is confident that he can develop a variety of lightning styles within 3 hours. If it is someone else, they will probably very much hope that the tricks about lightning in other worlds can be developed in the laboratory at this time. But that's not what Sasuke thinks. Compared to developing other worlds' tricks about thunder and lightning, why not develop the lightning style of this world first? Ninjutsu originally belonged to this world, and Sasuke already had the specific effects and pictures of these tricks in his mind. Isn't it very simple to develop it by using the ninjutsu laboratory? First, the first ninjutsu, naturally Chidori. Although Sasuke doesn't know the specific method of Chidori's seal, but the power of Chidori and the prerequisites for using Chidori are clear. Just when the picture about Chidori appeared in Sasuke's mind, capturing the thoughts of host simulation in progress, the lab also joined in with Sasuke about using the Chidori and needing to use the Sharingan. 2 lightning bolts burst out in front of Sasuke's eyes. Suddenly, the thunder light on the left formed a concrete picture. A villain made of blue energy, with red eyes, was forming seals quickly, and then a cloud of lightning appeared in his hands. The sound of thunder and lightning erupting is just like the sound of thousands of birds contending in the original book. Chidori. Is this done? This speed is too fast. How long did it take? Looked at the countdown. About 20 minutes. 20 minutes have passed. I don't feel anything at all. While Sasuke was still surprised, another ball of lightning transformed into a different Chidori. Sasuke looked at the ball of light, the villain formed by energy, and with a flick of his hand, a ball of lightning appeared directly. This is Muji uses Chidori? Is the effect of the laboratory so heaven-defying? Sasuke was stunned, but after thinking about it for a while, it seemed that it would not be difficult for Muji to perform ninjutsu after getting Indra's chakra during the Ninja World War. Furthermore, the release of ninjutsu does not require Jin, which was developed by Indra, who is the serious ninja to seal. The laboratory simulated 2 schemes. In the end, only one plan can be reserved. Please host to choose. Choose? Is this still a choice? Of course it is Muji Chidori. Choose the second option without hesitation. The laboratory starts the second plan, and the first auxiliary ninjutsu practice begins. The moment the voice fell, Sasuke froze. because his body suddenly moved on its own. Sharingan is also opened directly. In the next second, chakra in the body develops, tumbling. The co-authorship was only theoretically successful just now, and now it is directly tested on me. Chapter 8 Muji Ninjutsu Development Chakra is not controlled by one's own consciousness and flows rapidly in the body. This feeling is completely different from when I control chakra. It feels like the tendons in the body are about to be torn apart. A sharp pain came. Sasuke's face turned red instantly, while Sasuke was enduring the tearing pain in his body. Crackle! A bolt of lightning suddenly exploded on Sasuke's hand, and then a series of thunder snakes wrapped around Sasuke's left hand. In the blink of an eye, a ball of light was formed. The light ball formed by the condensed thunder and lightning continuously burst out small thunder towards the surroundings. It spreads around like a spider web. Looking at the lightning flashing in his hand. Ninjutsu, lightning-style Chidori, developed already. May I ask if the host will experience tutoring ninjutsu practice again, coaching ninjutsu practice? Does it refer to the way that the system controls the flow of chakra in the body just now? Although that feeling is fatal, Sasuke doesn't want to experience it a second time. The Chidori in his hand dissipated following the system's prompt. Sasuke recalled the flow of chakra under the control of the system just now. The trajectory and method of operation have been fully memorized. Can you try it yourself? With this thought, Sasuke immediately began to instinctively control chakra, flowing according to the previous trajectory. It felt very unfamiliar at first, and I couldn't adapt at all. But gradually, before chakra was fully flowing, Sasuke found the feeling. The flow of chakra gradually increased, and the feeling of tearing and pain disappeared quickly. ZZ, thunder and lightning gathered in the palm. As the thunder and lightning gathered, a few breaths of time passed quickly. Thunder and lightning gathered together. The sound of thousands of birds contending rang out, suddenly like thousands of birds, singing nonstop. Looking at the Chidori in his hand, Sasuke's eyes flashed with joy. Congratulations to the host. You have completed it independently. Ninjutsu Lightning-style Chidori's release. May I ask if you need auxiliary ninjutsu practice to strengthen the control of this ninjutsu? Learn it in one go. Sasuke looked at the system prompt. Consolidation exercises? Need system assistance? Disarming the Chidori. Sasuke went straight to the second attempt. This time the chakra flowed more smoothly and at a much faster speed. However, although there is no need to seal, it is necessary to keep the Sharingan open, and at the same time, chakra should not fluctuate too much. Otherwise, it is easy to release failure. Sasuke also felt the difficulty. But this kind of difficulty is not a big problem at all for Sasuke's talent now. After a few practice sessions, you should be able to fully master it. Now it is released without being disturbed. There are too many factors affecting the battle, and the enemy will not watch you release ninjutsu regardless. So this factor needs to be taken into consideration. Even Miyinlia Chidori needs more practice to master. But Chidori is an A-level ninjutsu. Taking Sasuke's current chakra, it may not be released many times in one battle. 2 or 3 times should be the limit. But if you become more proficient in the future, you can reduce the consumption of chakra and continue to refine chakra. If you increase the amount of chakra, then the amount of chakra will continue to increase. Naturally, there is no need to worry about too little chakra in the future, but this is slowly increasing over time. At this time, Sasuke suddenly looked up at the countdown timer in the laboratory. Before you know it, half of the time has passed. During this time, Sasuke didn't feel anything at all, as if only a few minutes had passed. This surprised Sasuke very much, but then immediately reacted. Just developing a Muji Chidori has already consumed so much time. There's still an hour and a half left, so hurry up. Chidori's exercises can be practiced after leaving the laboratory. Chidori is now put aside for now. The remaining 1.5 hours, I have to hurry up and see if I can develop some other tricks. The other lightning style, Sasuke feels unnecessary now, because the effect of the laboratory is beyond Sasuke's imagination. So if it is used to develop the existing lightning-style ninjutsu, it feels a bit like hitting mosquitoes with a cannon. You can learn these lightning-style ninjutsu in other ways in the future. Now I should find a way to develop some moves that do not belong to this world. Apply the method of using lightning in other worlds to this world. Think here. One picture after another began to flash quickly in Sasuke's mind. A move that is too powerful. Even if the ninjutsu laboratory can simulate and calculate it, but I want to learn and master it at Sasuke's current level. First of all, the amount of chakra has given Sasuke a lot of restrictions. With the lessons learned from Muji Chidori, this point is easy to understand. Speaking of Muji, Sasuke suddenly thought of another powerful lightning-style move. And the world has similar tricks. That's lightning-style chakra mode by Fourth Raikage. But what Sasuke thought of was not to let the lab help develop the lightning-style chakra mode. It's a trick from another world. The protagonist from the world of hunters, Kia. The way to beat the enemy, speed. And this trick has two extended application skills, flash and lightning. Speed is not the same as lightning-style chakra mode. Lightning-style chakra mode as a housekeeping skill for Cloud Shinobi Village Raikage. Coupled with the fighting style of Cloud Shinobi Village, lightning-style chakra mode focuses on the improvement of combat effectiveness. At the same time, it is an all-round improvement. Speed, strength, and defense all increase to a terrifying level. And the moves in Hunter World are extremely fast. Just focus on speed, because the concept of power in the Hunter World is different. Although the increase in defense and strength is not as good as lightning-style chakra mode, speed is power, and the speed of ultimate brings strong power. The only thing lacking is defense. Comparing the two, Sasuke prefers speed, and there are two different ways to use the speed. Flickering, controlled by one's own will. Blast Thunder, completely let go of your will. Let your body react instinctively according to the enemy's movements, and pursue a more ultimate speed. Chapter 9, Defense for Ultimate Attack. The two different ability modes of the speed, whether it is the flash of voluntary consciousness control, still relying on the wind, and thunder, controlled by the instinct of the body. Two different modes, both very useful for Sasuke, although it lacks a strong defense capability. But the ultimate speed in exchange is absolutely unmatched by Cloud Shinobi Village's lightning-style chakra mode. For Sasuke, the strongest defense is offense. Therefore, it is totally worthwhile to exchange defensive ability for stronger attack and speed. There are ideas in mind. Ninjutsu Lab caught it immediately. Capturing the thoughts of host simulation in progress this time, we can still see the villain transformed into energy, making various movements in front of Sasuke. The electric light, representing lightning style in the body, is constantly flowing. Watching the villain appear and disappear is like a simulation failure. But after a few times in a row, there are more and more lightning in the little person's body. Seeing this, Sasuke was a little excited. And during this process, Sasuke didn't notice that time was passing by quickly. The time in the ninjutsu laboratory is very difficult to detect. Now time is passing rapidly. In the blink of an eye, an hour and a half, an hour has passed. The last 32 minutes. At this time, the villain has experienced no less than a dozen failures. Seems to have finally worked. Successful laboratory simulation. Please host to choose whether to continue the simulation to enhance the ninjutsu. This time it seems that only one solution was simulated. And it looks very rough. Sasuke carefully looked at the villain in front of him. Lightning flashed from the villain's body, but the current wasn't particularly strong. In the next second, the villain began to move quickly, so fast that he could only see a flash of lightning left behind the villain. Sasuke's eyes narrowed slightly. This speed is indeed very good. After the villain moved back and forth several times to show the speed, a red energy villain appeared in the next second. Immediately afterwards, the villain's state seemed to change. There have been some changes in the electro-optical morphology of the body surface. It seems to spread a bit wider. And then the red villain attacked the energy villain. However, he just moved his hand, and the next second the energy villain directly launched an attack. The attack was as fast as lightning, and the red energy villain was directly attacked 5 or 6 times in a row. Fast wind and thunder? Before it was a flash. Is it really simulated? Sasuke was a little excited. However, he glanced at the time in a daze. Why is it only 32 minutes? Has it been more than an hour just now? May I ask if the host will continue to simulate to improve this ninjutsu? Continue the simulation? If you still simulate, then the time is not enough. No, let's instill it directly. There is still half an hour, and I don't know if the time will be too late. Thinking of this, Sasuke became a little anxious. Auxiliary practice mode starts. Please host to name this ninjutsu, lightning style extreme speed. Auxiliary practice. Ninjutsu, lightning style super speed. The next second, the familiar feeling reappeared, and the berserk chakra began to flow in Sasuke's body. At the same time, Sasuke's Sharingan was originally turned off, but it was turned on directly. It seems that whether it is Chidori or Godspeed, they all need the assistance of Sharingan. Although lightning style is amazingly powerful, it is inherently difficult to control. Needing the assistance of Sharingan is also normal. And with the continuous flow of chakra in Sasuke's body, lightning style, amazing speed. It is also a technique that can be released without seals. Now Sasuke felt the flow of chakra in his body. Watching the time go by so fast, he felt that chakra had only started to flow for a while, and a full 10 minutes had passed, and he didn't know if he could fully simulate this divine speed in the remaining time. When Sasuke was worried, the first form of super speed, the flash simulation, is completed. The severe pain made Sasuke have no time to manage time. Zizizi! Suddenly Sasuke opened his eyes, and an astonishing thunder burst out from the Crimson 2 Tomo Sharingan. Immediately afterwards, Sasuke's whole body was covered by lightning. By the way, even the hair is shaped like lightning. There seems to be a lightning symbol on the top of the head. There are lightning bolts all over the body, but there is no strong chakra at the outbreak like lightning-style chakra mode. Instead, small lightning flashes appeared. I'm afraid Sasuke can be seen at a glance in the dark night. But only the edge of the body will splash out lightning from time to time. With the flash turned on, Sasuke feels that his speed may have been directly improved by more than one level. But at the same time, problems arose. Sasuke felt that his chakra consumption speed was not so fast. Basically, I'm afraid I can't hold on for a minute, and I'm about to be completely exhausted. My chakra is really pitifully small. If he has a pervert physique like Naruto, coupled with the power of super speed, I am afraid that Sasuke will be able to catch up with Kage-level ninjas. However, this is not over yet, and then I will start to assist in practicing the second form of super speed. Blast and thunder. The flow of chakra begins to change. Sasuke glanced at the time. 5 minutes? This time, it's too late. When Sasuke was worried. However, the chakra in the body has quickly completed the change. Lightning, stone fire, and blast and thunder are both super fast, but they're just two different application forms. After simulating the flashes and fires, the simulation of blast and thunder will not be difficult at all. It's just that some of the key places are slightly changed. Watching the countdown and the last minute. Sasuke has completed the simulation of blast thunder. Only then did Sasuke breathe a sigh of relief. Finished. Ninjutsu, lightning style extreme speed. Auxiliary exercises have been completed. Whether to perform the second coming out exercise when the system is asking. The time is up. Swish! Before Sasuke could answer, the direct consciousness was sent out. Sasuke, who returned to his room, probably took a look at his room, but had no time to do anything. In the next second, I felt a deep sense of tiredness and fell asleep directly. Chapter 10: Sasuke's dangerous moment. When Sasuke woke up again, it was already the next day. Waking up, Sasuke gently covered his slightly heavy head. Glanced at the time. 6:30. Did I sleep for hours? While Sasuke was talking, suddenly he felt that the room seemed extraordinarily bright. He looked up towards the direction of the window. The golden sun outside the window is emitting its own light. The moment I saw the sun, even Sasuke panicked. It's not a matter of hours of sleep. I don't know how long I've been asleep. Sasuke quickly put on his clothes and rushed out of the window. Quickly swept in the direction of the ninja school. At this moment, Konoha's Umbu ninja was stunned because Sasuke's speed just now almost made them think that some kind of enemy invaded Konoha. But fortunately, after seeing Sasuke's appearance clearly, he breathed a sigh of relief. At the same time, they are very surprised. They are no strangers to the little ghosts of the Uchiha clan. After all, There is only one Uchiha clansman left in Konoha, Uchiha Sasuke. When did he become so fast? Is this like a speed that a freshly graduated genin can have? If it doesn't work, you have to report it to 3rd Hokage immediately. In Hokage's office, he is explaining to Kakashi that Class 7 should be trained as a qualified successor of the Will of Fire as much as possible. At the same time, guard against Sasuke and give Naruto more love. When Sarutobi Hiruzen ordered, suddenly Umbu's ninja appeared. Master 3rd Generation. I discovered something strange just now. Neither Hiruzen nor Kakashi paid much attention. What strange things can happen to Konoha now? Is Danzo up to something again? No, not Danzo-sama, but Uchiha Sasuke. Kakashi glanced back at this Umbu ninja, Uchiha Sasuke, who was just talking about this wooden Ye Tian. Now Umbu is talking about Sasuke? What happened to Uchiha Sasuke? Although 3rd Generation was a little curious, he didn't think there was anything strange about Sasuke. Just now, Uchiha Sasuke seems to have overslept and hurried to the Konoha Shinobi School. But the speed he showed is not like a genin at all. The extremely fast speed surprised me and others. It can even be said that it is not weaker than Umbu Ninja. Hearing that the 3rd Generation, who had been calm just now, frowned. Uchiha Sasuke, he has been paying attention to, but never noticed anything strange about Sasuke. And although Sasuke is called a Wood Ye Tian talent, there is actually a huge gap between him and the real genius in Sarutobi's mind. Those geniuses in the war years are truly geniuses, and Sasuke is just a kid with a bit of talent. But now the words of this Umbu ninja made Sarutobi Hiruzen stunned. Sasuke, who just graduated, his speed is not weaker than Umbu's ninja. How can that be? It's not the same as the Sasuke he used to pay attention to. That Uchiha kid, has he been hiding all this time? If that was the case, then Uchiha Sasuke's mind surrendered too deeply. Okay, I got it. Go down. Yes. Umbu ninja disappears. Hiruzen took out the crystal ball directly in Kakashi's face. Does Sasuke really have the speed of an Umbu ninja? A genin kid who just quit his job? The telescope technique was deployed and immediately caught Sasuke's figure. At this moment, Sasuke has come to the ninja school and walked into the classroom. Kakashi was already surprised seeing this, because the distance from Sasuke's house to the ninja school is not short. Umbu Ninja should monitor Konoha right at Sasuke's house. Then, after discovering Sasuke's movement, he rushed to report immediately, and the information transmission speed of Umbu Ninja is not slow. And even the ninja school is a bit further between the two. In other words, Sasuke had already come to a place farther than the Umbu Ninja before they heard this information. That's definitely not the speed a genin kid should have. Interesting. Is the Uchiha family a genius again? Thinking in his heart, Kakashi glanced at Hiruzen with a gloomy face. Uchiha has a genius, and Konoha has no good memories. Hiruzen looked at Sasuke and the crystal ball, walked towards the only vacant position. And at this time, Naruto, who was finally graduating yesterday, was speaking very excitedly. The appearance of Sasuke made Naruto, who was eye-catching, suddenly not be noticed. This made Naruto a little dissatisfied with Sasuke's sudden appearance. UBD, you were late. Today is an important day for shifting. As a ninja, you can't even do the most basic punctuality. Sasuke, did you oversleep? While Naruto was talking, Sasuke didn't want to talk to Naruto, because today is a special day. Sasuke thinks it is necessary to keep a safe distance from Naruto, so I have no intention of talking to Naruto at all. However, this made Naruto even more unhappy. Naruto in this period couldn't understand Sasuke's stinky fart very much. I learned another powerful ninjutsu yesterday, and now Naruto feels that he is no worse than Sasuke. Then he walked toward Sasuke, jumped straight to the table in front of Sasuke. Sasuke froze for a moment. This pose, could it be? Sasuke's eyes narrowed suddenly. In the next second, before Naruto could speak, someone touched him lightly behind him. Naruto's body leaned forward, and at this moment Sasuke's forehead was dripping with cold sweat. Damn it, the inertia of the plot is so great. In an instant, countless swear words flashed through Sasuke's mind. But in the next second, his Sharingan opened instantly. Immediately afterwards, a bolt of lightning burst from Sasuke's body. At a critical juncture, Sasuke is basically an outright crazy outburst. Even the brain has no time to think for a moment. Lightning style, instantly open. The moment the thunder flashed. Flash! ZZ! Swish! Sasuke directly turned into a bolt of lightning and disappeared in front of Naruto. At the same time, everyone in the classroom only saw a flash of lightning. Immediately afterwards, Naruto fell directly to the ground. The next second was accompanied by traces of lightning left in the air. Everyone looked towards the back of the classroom. Sasuke clings to the wall behind the classroom. The thunder light on his body dissipates slowly. Sharingan is also gradually disappearing. At this moment in Hokage's office, the pipe dangling from Sarutobi Hiruzen's mouth fell directly. Kakashi on the side was also stunned. Third generation, the one just now. Chapter 11, the 7th Class of Destiny. That one just now. Kakashi is still replaying the lightning that burst out from Sasuke just now in his mind. Immediately afterwards, it turned into lightning and quickly left the original position as if suddenly. That speed, I am afraid that Jinin, who is known for his speed, may not be able to react. What a terrifying speed this is. Sasuke is just a Jinin now, not to mention that the amount of chakra is very limited. If this technique is released by more ninjas from chakra, I am afraid that its power will become even more terrifying. Hiruzen put down his pipe at this point, looking away from the crystal, looking aside at Kakashi. It seems that Uchiha's little devil is hiding very deeply. He actually mastered such a terrifying technique. Kakashi nodded, judging from the terrifying speed, although this technique is not clear what it is. But the power is at least an S-level ninjutsu. Looks a bit like Cloud Shinobi Villages. Lightning-style chakra mode. Kakashi has heard about the housekeeping skills of Cloud Shinobi Village Raikage, but he is not sure if it is. And Hiruzen frowned. He was thinking about this just now. If Sasuke's technique really originated from Cloud Shinobi Village, it means that Sasuke had secretly contacted Cloud Shinobi's ninjas. It is not even known what secret agreement was made. Cloud Shinobi Village has always been eyeing Konoha, especially in the years when Sannin left Konoha. As the second most powerful ninja village in the ninja world, Cloud Shinobi has never given up the idea of fighting Konoha. So if Cloud Shinobi wants to conspire against Konoha through Uchiha Sasuke, Sarutobi Hiruzen will not be too surprised. The more he thought about it, the more worried Hiruzen became. This unsettled element unexpectedly reappeared. There was an uneasy feeling out of his control. Kakashi, you are the instructor Jinin of the 7th class, so this task can only be entrusted to you. Task? Kakashi froze for a moment. No need for Hiruzen to say. He probably knows it too. Let's try Sasuke's weird technique. He would go even if Hiruzen didn't tell him to. Please monitor Sasuke closely. Once you find anything weird about Sasuke, report to me as soon as possible. If you find Sasuke betraying Konoha or doing something harmful to Konoha, you can kill him immediately, on the spot. Shoot to kill. Kakashi was stunned. He didn't expect that the mission Hiruzen mentioned was this. That's right. You can test Sasuke today. Saying that, Hiruzen looked up. There was a hint of killing intent in his eyes. Sometimes, if you don't use ruthless hands, you won't be able to force anything. Hearing this, Kakashi closed his eyes slightly. I understand. Lord 3rd Generation, please rest assured and leave it to me. Hiruzen slowly closed his eyes, raised his hand, and waved lightly. Kakashi has disappeared in the Hokage office. And, at the same time in the classroom, Sasuke looked at Naruto, who was upside down, and felt extremely depressed. If he hadn't possessed lightning-style super speed, wouldn't he have fallen into Naruto's hands again? Can this guy not be such an idiot? The current Sasuke is still afraid of the inertia of the plot. If he does it for himself again, it's not necessarily possible to avoid that extremely humiliating scene every time. Naruto got up cursing. BD, what did you do to me just now? Having performed a header in public, Naruto now feels ashamed and humiliated. And he thought it was Sasuke's hands and feet. And Sasuke asked very calmly, have I ever touched you? Forehead. Naruto froze for a moment, Thinking carefully, it seemed that Sasuke had never touched him. It was a guy behind him who touched him and made him fall over. Little Sakura, Naruto, UBD, can you stop bothering Sasuke-kun and stay in your place? Ino, that's Sasuke-kun. If you hadn't dodged quickly just now, you would have hit me on the head. Speaking of this, Ino seems to have thought of something. According to that angle, Naruto fell down. If Sasuke didn't dodge in time, the result would be Sasuke-kun's first kiss is probably going to be given by that BD Naruto. Thinking of this, Ino felt terrified. If Sasuke-kun's first kiss was snatched away by Naruto before she even made a move, she would die of pain. At this time, Shikamaru, Chai, Shino, Akamaru, Hinata, and others were all thinking about the flash of lightning they saw just now. What kind of ninjutsu is that? So fast. Even the usually listless Shikamaru cheered up at the moment. Unexpectedly, Sasuke still hides this kind of power. Just judging from the speed shown just now, it is definitely faster than Jinin. But what technique did he use? At this time, Irika came in and found the classroom was in a mess. Quickly let all Jinin return to their seats and began to guide Jinin to pick up his students. And no surprise, Kakashi was the last one to come. He had already come, but he just stayed outside to watch Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke. Naruto kept talking to little Sakura, and little Sakura looked at Sasuke with a nympho. Sasuke sat in the corner, keeping an absolute distance from the two of them. From this point of view, Kakashi feels like a headache. Sasuke is obviously very out of group. This is not because Sasuke is as arrogant as before, but because he is afraid of the inertia of the plot and let Naruto, an idiot, give himself another accident. So Sasuke must keep an absolute safe distance now. But in Kakashi's view, Sasuke is just very proud and seems to disdain to sit with Naruto and little Sakura. Are they problem children? Kakashi seems to be out of luck. Finally, he walked into the classroom and took the three of Sasuke away. Come to the rooftop. Next, it's my turn to introduce myself. Sasuke, no comment. Little Sakura and Naruto both truthfully answered the three questions of interests, hobbies, and ideals. However, at the end, Sasuke answered in 4 words. Naruto just stood up and was about to tell Sasuke cheating. Kakashi said very speechlessly, self-introduction is a necessary part of our team's mutual understanding. If you don't tell us how we understand you, Sasuke, ninja, shouldn't you try to keep your own affairs as secret as possible, lest the enemy find your own weaknesses from these matters? If you say you understand, you will gradually understand it later, and what you say may not be the truth. This reason, even Kakashi didn't think of it. Sasuke is not wrong, but the problem is, then he has no way of knowing about Sasuke. Hey, it seems that these 3 guys are really not easy to deal with. Chapter 12, Ataki 50-50 wants to kill me? Okay, since you know how to hide information about yourself, you have the vigilance of a qualified ninja. Kakashi thought about it. If even this kind of thing made Sasuke so cautious then all these years, it is reasonable to have not exposed that powerful lightning style. Okay, 3, let's change places. Where are you going? Naruto still feels a little upset now why Sasuke doesn't say anything. We're going to test you next. Don't you think that if you pass the graduation exam, you can truly become a ninja? If you fail the test, you will be sent back to the ninja school to continue studying. Saying that, Kakashi glanced at Naruto, who seemed surprised, and then at Sasuke, who was extremely calm. As for little Sakura, she wasn't listening at all. A pair of eyes could not fly to Sasuke's face and could not be torn off. The 3 people are considered to be 3 different personalities. If this continues, Kakashi will not be very optimistic about these 3 people in the test later. Come to an open flat land in a relatively remote area around Konoha village. Not far behind is a forest. There is a clear stream in front of this flat land. Kakashi took out a pair of bells and tied them around his waist. The battle to grab the bell will test the team's ability to cooperate. But usually the genin who just graduated are not familiar with each other. It is impossible for anyone to think of such a thing as cooperation. So it doesn't matter whether you can grab the bell in this test. The important thing is to guide the genins and use this method to first establish their own prestige. After all, these brats have never seen their own strength. so it is difficult for them to respect themselves too much. The second is to use this method to give the first class to the rookies who have just graduated. Let them understand the importance of partners. When a ninja performs a task, one person's strength is inevitably limited, and companions cooperate with each other to complete the task together. This is what Genin urgently needs to learn. Get the bell. Even if you pass the test, if you don't grab the bell, then you all go back to the ninja school to continue studying. But there is one thing I want to remind you. There are only 2 bells. In other words, among the 3 of you, at least one will be eliminated. I will officially start 3, 2, 1, and I will give you 1 minute to hide. 3, 2, 1. When the countdown ended, the figures of Sasuke and little Sakura disappeared immediately. Only this guy Naruto stays where he is. And watching Kakashi say something like coming to a duel very arrogantly. Kakashi's mouth twitched slightly. The son left behind by his teacher probably has some brain problems. A Genin who just graduated thinks he can defeat a Genin head-on. But Naruto's shadow clone is quite bluffing. The little Sakura, who was hiding in the bushes, stunned for a moment. Unexpectedly, even a crane tail like Naruto has mastered such a powerful ninjutsu. But the ending is the same as the original. An unforgettable Konoha body technique, 1,000 Years of Death, directly cast a shadow on Naruto for the rest of his life. Even Sasuke was a little apprehensive. This move is too ruthless. While Sasuke was thinking, whoosh, a flash of light flashed across Sasuke's face. And with a crisp impact sound, it directly stabbed into the big tree behind him. Sasuke suddenly came back to his senses, and the next second was the kunai, who flew straight towards him with 3 handles. Kunai's speed is not so fast. In the blink of an eye, he was less than 3 meters away from Sasuke. Next second, Sasuke just disappeared in place, jumped out of the hidden bushes. Naruto, who was dangling in the air, looked at Sasuke, who jumped out suddenly. He also quickly shouted at Sasuke, "Sasuke, come help me, put me down." Sasuke ignored him and just looked at Kakashi. Those handfuls of kunai just now were thrown out with the idea of killing him. In terms of speed and strength, they are extremely terrifying. Hatake 50/50 is planning to kill himself? Well hidden, the average genin probably dead. Kakashi didn't seem to care about the intensity of the attack just now. It was no longer within the reach of an ordinary genin. From that calm look, it was impossible to tell what he was trying to do. Sasuke's face was a little gloomy. I originally wanted to act a little bit according to the original work, but Kakashi is convulsed. Actually wanted to kill himself? I've been forced out. Don't you plan to take the initiative? Then I will continue. Kakashi didn't watch any making out heaven this time, which made Sasuke very puzzled. Why didn't I do anything? Why did the plot change inexplicably? What happened to Kakashi? While still thinking about it, Kakashi reached for the ninja bag. Immediately afterwards, 6 kunai and 3 shurikens were thrown out. The air is directly connected into one piece. The speed of the hidden weapon completely made Naruto and the little Sakura a little unclear. Can follow. Jingle. All hidden weapons are blocked. 18 hidden weapons fell to the ground at the same time. Sasuke slowly lowered his right hand, staring at Kakashi. Naruto, who was hanging from the tree, froze. Just now, that guy Sasuke blocked Kakashi's hidden weapon with a hidden weapon in an instant? He was a little uncertain, feeling that he should be dazzled. How is this possible? At that moment, he didn't even see clearly when Kakashi threw the hidden weapon out. How could Sasuke react? The little Sakura in the bushes has settled down at the moment. Sasuke can... What a kunai throwing technique. Even Kakashi was a little surprised. He originally wanted to use kunai to force Sasuke to show his speed, and then let Sasuke display that lightning style step by step. But I didn't expect that Sasuke seemed to have reached the same level as himself in kunai throwing technique. This kid is even so strong in throwing kunai. Kakashi stopped, but Sasuke didn't, and took out a kunai from the ninja bag. The hand spun quickly, playing a trick. Then look at Kakashi. Suddenly rushed towards Kakashi. No matter how Kakashi suddenly looked like he was going to kill himself, there was only fighting now. If this guy really wants to kill himself, he has to find a way to escape. Chapter 13 Rapid Progress in Combat. Sasuke's sudden acceleration didn't surprise Kakashi yet. It is indeed surprising that a genin who has just graduated can explode at such a speed. But Kakashi already knew about Sasuke's speed. Responding easily, Kakashi also took out kunai, ready to test Sasuke's body skills. However, the next second, there was a faint sound of breaking wind. Kakashi froze for a moment. His peripheral vision caught the right side, and there was an imperceptible black shadow. It was rapidly approaching in his direction. A split second, Kakashi stopped moving forward. In the next second, a shuriken struck from the right, across Kakashi's eyes. Looking at the shuriken that appeared at some point, Kakashi's heart was shocked. Think carefully about Sasuke's actions just now. Could it be the hidden weapon thrown at the moment when he raised his hand and turned kunai just now? Even though he threw the shuriken under the cover of playing kunai, he wanted the shuriken to circle, such a large circle, and stab towards his temple. This is not an easy thing. This Uchiha boy. At this moment in Hokage's office, Hiruzen's expression was also very surprised. Actually, you can use kunai to cover up the thrown shuriken. A genin would have such skills. Immediately after the crystal ball, Sasuke relied on a shuriken to create the first attack advantage. He waved kunai directly at the head and stabbed straight at Kakashi's heart. The movements, angles, and speed are all perfect. But Kakashi is not so easy to deal with. He easily blocked Sasuke's attack and even turned around and kicked Sasuke fiercely, even if you cross your hands to block in the air. But Sasuke was repulsed by Kakashi's power. The whole person backed away quickly. Sasuke unloaded the force almost instantly after landing and quickly fine-tuned his body posture. Charged to Kakashi again, basically in the shortest possible time to ensure that you will not lose the rhythm of the attack. Seeing Sasuke's reaction, Kakashi was even more surprised. A genin, in terms of physical skills, how can he have such strength? It's just unbelievable. When the collision between kunai and kunai burst out a series of sparks. While Sasuke's attacks are fast-paced and his movements are flawless, Kakashi has more power than Sasuke. Given his age, Sasuke hasn't had time to practice physical skills. The gap in strength was too great, and they were still instantly repelled. But in the next second, Sasuke directly unloaded the force in a strange way, turned his head and accelerated and stuck it up again. The dazzling gymnastics confrontation began. Little Sakura, who was hiding in the bushes at the moment, was completely dumbfounded. Who I am? Where am I? Is this a battle between Sasuke-kun and Jonin-sensei? What happened to the fierce fight that was basically completely invisible? Sasuke-kun so strong? Although Sasuke-kun is a genius, it is impossible for him to be this genius. Little Sakura was surprised, but Naruto was even more surprised. He also played against Kakashi just now, so he knows how strong Mr. Kakashi is. It's not something that a kid like him, who just graduated, can fight against. However, Sasuke actually fought back and forth with Mr. Kakashi, and it seemed that the battle was very fierce. Naruto dropped his hands naturally, staring fixedly at the figure flickering fast, almost making him unable to see Sasuke clearly. Sasuke, is this your true strength? Hiruzen was equally surprised. Being able to fight Kakashi to this extent in taijutsu, Sasuke basically has the taijutsu that is not lost to Jonin at a young age. However, due to the gap in Sasuke's strength, his physical skills did not reach Jonin's level. But even that was enough to worry Hiruzen. The Uchiha clan has a genius again. Is this a good thing for Konoha? And the most frightening person at this time is Kakashi. Because Kakashi can clearly feel that Sasuke's fighting rhythm is getting tighter and tighter. Even every movement becomes stronger than before. It's not a quick increase in strength, it's like a born genius for fighting. From being a little rusty at the beginning, Sasuke quickly entered the fighting state in just a dozen moves. And the physical skills visible to the naked eye are rapidly increasing. It's hard to discover this without fighting Sasuke yourself. Genius. Absolute genius. Even for a moment, Kakashi felt more genius than Itachi. Uchiha's monsters. There are so many. Kakashi felt helpless, but he didn't intend to continue spending time with Sasuke like this. Although Sasuke's taijutsu is improving, in the final analysis, Kakashi has an absolute advantage in terms of strength. In the face of absolute power, skills are vulnerable. Boom! Kakashi got serious. With one palm, Sasuke, who had been fighting close to him, was sent flying. Although Sasuke had already blocked it, he couldn't stand it with too much force, and the distance he was shot this time has already made him lose the rhythm of continuing to attack. Sasuke, who stood still, did not attack immediately, but chose to defend. Kakashi was relieved to see Sasuke in action. Sharp intuition, still relying on that unbelievable fighting talent, thinking in my heart that the movements of Kakashi's hands are not slow at all. The moment he raised his hand and threw kunai, now Kakashi wants to control the rhythm of the battle, and at the same time force out Sasuke's lightning style, and saw kunai shooting at himself. Sasuke also instinctively throws his own kunai. Sasuke doesn't think Kakashi is better than himself in kunai throwing technique. However, the problem is that Sasuke is not as strong as Kakashi. When the kunai was shot down, but Kakashi's kunai hit Sasuke's direction even though the angle was a little off. At the same time, Kakashi approached Sasuke rapidly from another direction. Dodge. Kunai will make it impossible for Sasuke to deal with Kakashi's melee attack. Now there is only one choice left for Sasuke. While speeding up to avoid kunai, he must also avoid Kakashi's attack. But at Kakashi's speed, you have to be faster than Kakashi to avoid it. However, Sasuke doesn't want to expose lightning style yet, but he doesn't know that he has. Kakashi looked at Sasuke, who seemed hesitant. Aren't you going to use it yet? Your lightning style? At this moment, Sarutobi also stared at the crystal ball with full energy. But the next second, Sasuke grabbed the ninja bag with his right hand again. Chapter 14, Enviable Talent. Sasuke reached out to grab the ninja bag on his waist. This action made Hiruzen frown. Don't you plan to use that lightning style at this time? Kakashi thought the same way. He didn't understand what Sasuke was trying to do. Use hidden weapons to deal with yourself? He should be very clear that there is no way to force himself back with a mere hidden weapon. Even if Sasuke can avoid kunai, he can adjust his posture and throw a hidden weapon towards himself. It is also impossible to interrupt the rhythm of his melee attack. Such a choice made Kakashi feel that Sasuke seemed to turn from a genius to a fool in an instant. But when he gave a bad evaluation of Sasuke's actions in his heart, but he saw Sasuke's left hand, which was forming a Madara. Seal? At this moment, both Kakashi and Hiruzen were stunned. It's not surprising that seals are formed. Isn't it normal for ninjas to seal seals in battle? However, the problem is, Sasuke, one-handed seal. At the same time, the kunai taken out of the ninja bag with the right hand was thrown directly at Kakashi's kunai in the air. It is true that one kunai cannot stop Kakashi's kunai, but two kunai can completely block it. Sasuke, this boy, one-handed Madara. He can do one-handed Madara. Kakashi froze. He didn't expect Sasuke to know how to form Madara with one hand. And the frightening thing is that the printing speed is very fast. Such an astonishing printing speed. This is no longer within the scope of Genin. When the kunai collided in the air and Kakashi's kunai was bounced off. At the same time, Sasuke gasped suddenly. Seeing this action, Kakashi's eyelids jumped wildly. This is fire style. Judging from the print of the knot, it should be that fire style can't be wrong. That would be bad news for Kakashi. At his current distance, under normal circumstances, the coverage of fire style is very wide. If he gets hit, even he, Genin, can't stand it. Fire style, great fireball technique. Sasuke put one hand in front of his mouth and burst out a mouthful of flame. In an instant, violent flames swept directly. The heat wave formed by the terrifying flames swept across. Kakashi felt his face burn extremely hot. In the blink of an eye, he quickly jumped backwards. Boom! Terrifying flames swept out. The flame formed a fireball with a diameter of 3 meters, condensed in an instant, and bombarded Kakashi in a straight line. In the blink of an eye, it flew a distance of more than 10 meters. The final explosion left a huge crater in the ground. At this moment, Kakashi also just retreated 20 meters away, just barely dodged Sasuke's fire style. The flames are burning. Naruto on the tree, little Sakura in the bush, Hiruzen in front of the crystal ball. The three of them are all stunned now, especially Naruto and little Sakura. As the genin of the same period, They couldn't even think of it. Sasuke actually mastered ninjutsu, still mighty fire style. This made the two of them stunned. Naruto, Sasuke, has already mastered a fire style ninjutsu. Little Sakura, it's so strong. I didn't see clearly the movement of making seals just now, and I forced Teacher Jinin back. Standing on the edge of the crater formed by the flame bombardment, Kakashi also had a trace of cold sweat on his forehead. If Great Fireball had been faster, he might not have been able to dodge just now. Great Fireball Technique. Fire-style ninjutsu of the Uchiha clan. Kakashi is very familiar with this ninjutsu. But Kakashi was very surprised to show such a powerful fire-style ninjutsu from a kid who just graduated. And what surprised Kakashi the most was that the other party was actually one-handed. This is not an ability that can be cultivated by cultivation. It is a talent. Only talent can do it. Every ninja who can form seals with one hand is extremely enviable. The reason is also very simple, just like the situation just now. If it is the seal of both hands, then even if he successfully kills himself, he will have no time to block the flying kunai. This is where the one-handed seal is most enviable to ninjas. It is equivalent to having one hand that can directly attack while forming seals. Before, Kakashi thought that the most outstanding member of the Uchiha family should be Itachi, but now it seems the most outstanding person of the Uchiha family should be the kid in front of him. Uchiha Sasuke. But with such a talented Sasuke, for Konoha, I don't know whether it is good or bad. Kakashi sighed softly, and at this time Sasuke's voice sounded. Ms. Kakashi, are you tired? Now is not the time to be distracted. Fire-style fire dragon technique. Boom. The sound of flames sweeping across was heard again. If the great fireball technique is a wide-ranging, powerful fire style, the only downside is that it is a little slower. Then fire dragon technique is completely different. Although the power is not as good as the great fireball technique, it is far faster than the great fireball technique in terms of speed. In an instant, a new flame emerged from the unextinguished flame of the great fireball technique. Straight towards Kakashi's direction, Kakashi raised his head and started making madras as well. Earth-style earth wall? An earthen wall rose instantly, and then a roar sounded. The fire dragon technique hit the dirt wall, although it was only a thin layer of defense. But with the blessing of chakra, it was not something that flames could easily penetrate. Naruto, you have mastered other fire-style ninjutsu. Sasuke, how strong are you? Looking at Sasuke's back at this moment, in Naruto's eyes, this back is constantly magnifying. And suddenly Sasuke jumped up. Immediately after Naruto's strange gaze, the ground under Sasuke's feet broke open in the next second. Kakashi appears in it. Naruto was stunned. What's the situation? Why is Mr. Kakashi underground? Kakashi was also very surprised the earth-style heart beheading technique was actually seen through. But Kakashi also had a smile on his face. Sasuke is still in the air at this moment. Seeing Kakashi's smile makes him feel uncomfortable. Immediately afterwards, a black shadow suddenly appeared from the other side and rushed towards Sasuke. Sasuke saw the figure of the other party in the corner of his eye, and it was also Kakashi, but this one was probably Shadow Clone or something. But the other party held kunai in his hand, facing his back. Was he planning to really kill him? Dodge with lightning style? For a moment, Sasuke had doubts in his heart. Do not! Stop hiding. Why did Kakashi kill me so well? Wasn't it just being stabbed? At most, he couldn't die if he was seriously injured. However, as Kakashi holding kunai gets closer and closer, seeing that kunai is about to pierce Sasuke's clothes, a ray of light flashed out. Chapter 15, The Crisis, resolved by a bento at this moment. Naruto, Sakura, Kakashi, and Hiruzen all stared at the kunai who was stabbing at Sasuke. The sharp kunai will stab Commander in the next second. Little Sakura and Naruto are brain blank, because they also didn't understand why Mr. Jonin would be so merciless after a good test. This was completely in the rhythm of killing Sasuke. And Kakashi and Hiruzen are expecting Sasuke to use that lightning style. Maybe Sasuke's choice is not to use. This is no longer as simple as forcing the potential. Is Kakashi trying to force me to use some ninjutsu? Sasuke seemed to recall the time in the classroom. Sasuke thought that probably no one would notice. But obviously he was wrong. Even if it was just a momentary outburst, it was noticed. It is likely that Kakashi was already there at that time and was watching them. So, that's why I want to force myself to use super speed in this way. But Sasuke didn't want to use it. First of all, it was just a test, and there was no need to use his own cards. Secondly, speed is indeed similar to Cloud Shinobi Village's lightning-style chakra mode. So in order to avoid unnecessary trouble, Sasuke does not want to use it unless it is a last resort. In the next second, a thunder flashed. The dazzling light made everyone feel their eyes suddenly go blank. Next second, Zizizi. Thunder sounded. Hiruzen in Hokage's office suddenly stood up. Watch the lightning in the crystal ball. It really is lightning-style chakra mode. Just as he finished speaking, the light dissipated in the next second. Sasuke in the air was attacked by lightning style and fell directly from the air. The paralyzing effect of lightning style makes Sasuke unable to move for a while. And in the next second, Kakashi grabbed Sasuke's hand and clasped it on his back with his backhand. Sasuke couldn't move at all. Got you. Uchiha. Sasuke. Kakashi's voice sounded. At the same time, Hiruzen sat down slowly. Not the lightning style of the Uchiha kid. It's Kakashi's lightning style clone. At the last moment, Kakashi couldn't really kill Sasuke and couldn't force Sasuke to use lightning style. Kakashi can only forget it for the time being. The lightning style avatar was specially prepared by Kakashi so that he could stop at the last moment. Although caught by Kakashi, Sasuke was relieved. Sure enough, Kakashi may have seen that scene, but he probably didn't see it clearly, or he wasn't sure what was going on with my lightning style. It can be regarded as dodging a disaster. Sasuke is tied up by Kakashi to prevent Sasuke from escaping. Originally, when Sasuke was taken down, Naruto would definitely open his mouth to ridicule. But now he can't say a word. The gap is too big. Sasuke was able to fight back and forth with Kakashi, and even released 2 powerful fire-style ninjutsu in a row. The strength is not at the same level at all, which makes Naruto have no idea of mocking Sasuke at all. Some are just unsatisfied. How could such a huge gap be opened by that guy? Naruto clenched his fist tightly, and this time Kakashi glanced at the bushes. Do you want to continue? Little Sakura. And the little Sakura, who was hiding in the bushes, came out silently. Her face was a little pale. She knew that she would not be able to snatch the bell from Kakashi. Even if Sasuke lost, how could she win? It's just that little Sakura felt that such a test was unfair. Teacher, there is no way we can defeat you, and we can't take the bell away. Are you deliberately trying to prevent us from passing? Little Sakura said. Kakashi smiled. I'm not done yet. It's just that the time is almost up. Let's continue after lunch. Saying that, Kakashi disappeared instantly, leaving the moment when the 3 of them disappeared in Kakashi at the same time. Sasuke is untied, and Kakashi only left 2 bentos. Naruto that fell from the tree was not put down. Sasuke and little Sakura are doing pretty well, so I'll give you 2 some food to replenish your energy. Naruto is too stupid. He confronted a ninja who is stronger than himself. I punish you to hang from a tree and reflect on yourself. Inside the Hokage office, Hiruzen was smoking his pipe, looking at the 3 people in the crystal ball. His eyes locked on Sasuke. There was no problem with Kakashi's temptation just now, but what he cared about was that at such a critical juncture. Sasuke didn't even use the lightning style at that time. This kind of thinking and surrender is really too deep. Such a kid is still a member of the Uchiha clan, so it is difficult for him to rest assured. But Sasuke is Itachi's younger brother. It would be fine if Sasuke wasn't so amazing. Now that he has such an amazing talent, Hiruzen doesn't know what to do. Sasuke's talent makes him terrifying. It even seemed to see another terrible Uchiha rising step by step, just like Uchiha Madara once. The current Sasuke is probably not inferior to Uchiha Madara. That gymnastics. At this age, you can make hundreds of tricks with Kakashi. Coupled with amazing ninjutsu attainments, the 2 fire styles can be retracted freely, which is not at all the level that Genin level can achieve. There is also the eye-catching kunai throwing technique and one-handed Madara. All kinds of things add up. Even the former first Hokage or the legendary man Uchiha Madara. At this age, they're probably not as good as Sasuke. Such uneasy factors, once they grow up, will envelop Konoha. The darkness that envelopes the entire ninja world. The uneasiness in Hiruzen's heart grew stronger. Perhaps giving Sasuke to the Danzo guy would be better. At this time, a voice came from the crystal ball. Eat it for you? The end of the crane. In the scene, Commander throws his bento to Naruto, who is hanging from a tree. Naruto took the lunchbox and looked at Sasuke in surprise. I'm just not hungry, and it feels like a waste to lose it. Hearing Sasuke's words, Naruto was full of hostility towards Sasuke before, but at this moment Naruto laughed. Little Sakura looked at the food in her hand in a daze. Sasuke, you can eat with me. I can't finish it with such a small appetite. Sasuke waved his hand. No, I'm really not hungry, you guys eat. Knowing what kind of trick this is, Sasuke thought in his heart that he would wait to find something delicious. Today's battle with Kakashi did consume a lot of energy. Kakashi, who was hiding in the dark at the moment, nodded in satisfaction. And Hiruzen in Hokage's office also let out a sigh of relief. It seems that my conclusion is still too early. Although he is very talented, he is still a child after all, and he can still be cultivated. Now Sasuke doesn't know, because a bento resolved a big crisis in him. Chapter 16 labeled as Tsundere Sasuke. Sasuke, I didn't expect you. You really. Naruto, who was hung upside down on the tree, is now crying uncontrollably, so much so that his tears were almost falling into the bento. With snot and tears, Sasuke and little Sakura felt a little disgusted. However, at this moment, Kakashi suddenly appeared. Congratulations. Passed. Naruto on the tree froze for a moment. What? What did the white-haired guy say just now? Passed? How did you pass? What are you doing? Kakashi puts Naruto down. After landing, Naruto seemed to want to ask what this meant. However, Kakashi started talking directly in the next second. A team needs to be united and know how to cooperate in order to better complete the task. Just relying solely on one person's strength, there is an endless time. It's like trying to snatch the bell from me. It's impossible for the three of you to do it alone. But if you join forces, there is still a chance. This test is to see if you understand teamwork. Judging from your actions just now, you have already initially understood the truth of making sacrifices for your companions. Very good. So I judge you qualify. With this great truth, Sasuke can only say that he is bluffing. Cooperate? That's just an excuse for the weak to fail. Really powerful people still need cooperation, but there is no need to say such things now. I see. Naruto looked at the bento in his hand, and then at Sasuke, who was beside him. If he cooperates with Sasuke, there is indeed a chance to steal the bell from Kakashi. Sasuke's combat power is very strong, and although Naruto knows that he is not as good as Sasuke, it is still okay to delay Kakashi. It only needs to create an opportunity. Then with Sasuke's strength, he will definitely be able to grab the bell. It's a pity he didn't do that just now. The little Sakura on the side also seemed to understand. Kakashi looked at the three of them. Okay, now that I understand, from today onwards, our 7th class will be formally established. When Naruto and little Sakura heard this, they laughed from the bottom of their hearts. And Sasuke still looked calm. Seeing this, Kakashi and Hiruzen, who was watching Sasuke closely in front of the crystal ball, frowned. Doesn't forming a team make Sasuke happy? However, the corners of Sasuke's mouth rose slightly in the next second, show a smile that is not easy to be found. And see here. Hiruzen smiled. Son, kid, do you even want to hide your smile? But thinking back carefully about Sasuke's life in the same year, it was also very difficult. It is inevitable to develop such a character, but it doesn't have to be really ruthless. After all, you are still young. You can change slowly. Both Kakashi and Hiruzen thought so, but what they didn't know was, what made Sasuke laugh was not the establishment of Class 7. If possible, he definitely does not want to join Class 7. The reason Sasuke couldn't help laughing was, congratulations to host. Successfully passed the placement test, officially became a genin of the Ninja Squad. Encouragement Award. Ninjutsu Mastery Level Increase. Unexpectedly, Kakashi's test would give the system an encouragement award. This is an unexpected harvest. Sasuke now wants to give Kakashi some other test. Of course, This requirement is definitely not realistic. Ninjutsu control level increased. Can you improve the level of ninjutsu I have mastered? For example, from beginners to proficient. This encouragement award is not bad. Although Sasuke feels that with his talent, it is not difficult to improve the level of ninjutsu control. But things are different now. With Naruto, it's inevitable that Hiruzen will be peeping. If you don't keep it together, Hiruzen may secretly pay attention to yourself. So Sasuke has to go outside Konoha to practice ninjutsu to be safe. At the same time, become genin. Enter the 7th shift and need to perform tasks every day. Naturally, there is not so much time to practice ninjutsu. In this case, this reward is not bad for Sasuke. While Sasuke was secretly laughing, little Sakura and Naruto both noticed Sasuke's more and more obvious smile. Small Sakura. Sasuke smiles, it feels very warm. Naruto was not jealous, but nodded his head. That's right, the smile isn't too ugly. If that's the case, why keep a straight face all day long? Wouldn't it be good to smile more? The voice of the two also brought Sasuke back to reality. Sasuke doesn't have time to talk to these people now. It just so happens that today is the first day of our 7th class. How about I treat you to some ramen? If the team wants to lead well, small team building is unavoidable. Just after Kakashi finished speaking, Sasuke immediately put away his smile as if shy. He waved his hand. I'm not going. I'm going to practice. After finishing speaking, he left quickly without giving Kakashi and the others a chance to reply. And Kakashi smiled helplessly and shouted in Sasuke's direction. Gather at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning to carry out the mission. Don't forget. Kakashi can understand Sasuke's running away like this. Children who have been lonely for a long time, when they are accepted by others, their first reaction is to be happy, but at the same time they will have a little resistance. Sasuke is so arrogant. He was obviously very happy, but he didn't want to say it. I don't want to show it, and I don't even dare to have a meal together. The old Sasuke must have been lonely. But it's okay. I'll definitely get better in the future. Alone? If Sasuke knew that Kakashi thought so, he would be very speechless. I'm a fart alone. I just want to rush back immediately and claim the rewards from the system. Not at all what Kakashi thought. Regardless of what Kakashi thinks, even Hiruzen has identified Sasuke as a long-term lonely, very tsundere kid. So there is still hope for a proper transformation so that it can inherit the will of fire. And this matter naturally needs to be handed over to Kakashi to complete. Although Sasuke is a member of the Uchiha clan, there is only Sasuke left in Uchiha. If he is trained well, he may become a loyal member of Konoha in the future. Chapter 17 Post-War Summary. Lack of Blue. Kakashi, who had finished eating ramen with Naruto and little Sakura, looked at his wallet with tears streaming down his face. He never dreamed that the boy Naruto would be so edible. He even emptied most of his wallet. If I had known earlier, I would not have brought them to eat ramen. After saying goodbye to Naruto with tears, Kakashi came to Hokage's office, and Hiruzen just finished some things. Resting. Kakashi, you are here. Come in. Seeing Kakashi directly called Kakashi in. Hiruzen is still in a good mood. I discovered such an amazing genius as Uchiha Sasuke. Although he belongs to the Uchiha family, but fortunately, we can see it from various details. Sasuke should be a nice kid. At the same time, at Sasuke's age, there is hope that this small sapling will be cultivated into a towering tree with Konoha. Sorry, Lord 3rd Generation, I didn't have the lightning style to force out Sasuke. Kakashi, who thought he would be reprimanded, did not hear 3rd Generation's reprimand. Instead, he nodded lightly. Fine, don't worry, you will have a chance to see that lightning style in the future. What do you think about Sasuke? Kakashi sorted out the vocabulary. Sasuke, I'm afraid he is the most talented existence among this group of little devils. It's not even an exaggeration to say that Konoha hasn't had a genius comparable to him in the past 10 years. Even Uchiha Itachi in terms of talent, I'm afraid. Regarding Kakashi's evaluation, Hiruzen also has almost the same answer in his heart. In this case, Sasuke, you must teach seriously. Such a talented boy must not be allowed to grow crookedly. In the future, he will definitely become a towering tree of Konoha. Hearing this, Kakashi feels that Hiruzen has changed his attitude towards Uchiha 180 degrees. Previously, Master Third Generation thought that if Sasuke had any tendency to betray the village, he could be killed on the spot. But the change in attitude now makes Kakashi even happier. I will definitely not disappoint Lord Third Generation. Third Generation nodded. I hope the will of fire can be well inherited by Naruto and Sasuke. I see. The will of fire is equal to brainwashing. And Sasuke, who is at home at the moment. I am feeling melancholy. I should use this reward first to increase the control level of that ninjutsu. Host, Uchiha Sasuke age, 12 years old, blood succession boundary. Sharingan, 2-hook jade. Mastered ninjutsu. 3-body technique, Grandmaster. Fire style. Great fireball technique, Grandmaster. Fire dragon technique, Grandmaster. Phoenix immortal fire technique, Grandmaster. Great fire dragon technique, skilled. Great fire extinction, skilled. Great fire extinguishment, Grandmaster. Lightning style. Chidori beginner. Super speed beginner. Mastered physical skills. Basic physical skills, proficient. Illusions mastered. None special skills. Uchiha throwing technique, small success. One-handed ceiling, beginner. Chakra to control, Grandmaster. Chakra amount. Rare special chakra. Indra chakra, unawakened. Comprehensive evaluation. Weak Genin. This is Sasuke's current template data. 2 ninjutsu learned from the laboratory were also recorded by the system. To Sasuke's surprise, taijutsu. I just fought with Kakashi, and I broke through directly. From entry to proficiency. This is something Sasuke didn't expect. Upgrading physical skills is astonishingly simple. But now is not the time to think about it. Instead, you should think about which ninjutsu you should use this reward to improve. The first thing that can be improved is ninjutsu. Fire style, lightning style, illusion, and some special ninjutsu can all be improved. All are included in the scope of ninjutsu. And Sasuke is now a little hesitant which ninjutsu to improve. Sasuke's idea is to use the 2 ninjutsu of extinguishing fire and speed. The fire was extinguished, and the image left by the hand of Madara was too deep. So, Sasuke has been obsessed with it, and the speed is very helpful to Sasuke after the promotion. And this trick is due to the current amount of Sasuke's chakra and the practice time, and there are not so many suitable opportunities to practice. It may be difficult to improve. If it is according to Sasuke's idea, the fire will be extinguished, and a fire will require a whole team to use water style to stop it. That scene is too cool. But from a practical point of view, it is best to improve the lightning style. Sasuke helped the most. I struggled for a while. In the end, the ideal still lost to reality. Let's improve the strength to the maximum first. As for the great fire, there will be a chance in the future. Thinking of this, Sasuke silently recited the reward in his mind and used it on lightning style. The level displayed on the template will change in the next second. Lightning style, super speed proficiency, directly raised a level. Sasuke felt like nothing had changed with this level of improvement. Carefully closing his eyes and recalling the rapid knowledge, suddenly Sasuke felt different. Although there is still no deviation from the memory, the body seems to have a lot of muscle memory that popped out of thin air. After thinking about it for a while, chakra seems to know how to flow and how to coordinate the body, can perform this ninjutsu in the fastest and most stable way. At the same time, it seems that the consumption of chakra has also been reduced by 1/3. In other words, Sasuke's chakra can last for more than a minute now, and this technique seems to have increased in power. Good. Sasuke nodded. This reward is still very powerful. If there are more rewards like this, then these ninjutsu upgrades will not be a problem. As soon as this idea popped up in his mind, Sasuke denied it. I already have the perfect talent given by the system. Even if I practice by myself, it won't take long. It doesn't matter if there is no such reward. Relying on yourself to gradually become stronger will eventually give people a more solid feeling. Besides, with such a good talent, wouldn't it be a waste to think about being lazy? Hurry up and add chakra. Today's battle, 2 fire styles, made Sasuke feel that chakra consumed nearly 1/5 of it. And the fierce movement in the battle also caused him to waste a lot of chakra when he released ninjutsu. The amount of chakra is still too little. If there is enough chakra, I am afraid that Kakashi is not Sasuke's opponent. Chapter 18 Comprehensive Evaluation. Without movement, the 7th class was established. Sasuke also follows the progress of the original book, accompanying small Sakura and Naruto to perform the most basic D-level tasks, either looking for cats, cleaning up garbage, or helping with tasks such as cutting trees and weeding. Although these tasks do not play any training role at all, but Sasuke also patiently and silently participated in the task. Nothing out of the ordinary happened. Now that Hiruzen's attention may have been drawn, Sasuke doesn't want to take any chances. The training after the daily mission is to leave Konoha village directly. Come outside Konoha for training. It takes a lot of time to travel. A few days ago, I was busy looking for a suitable training place, so basically no time for training. There is no way to quickly improve ninjutsu. Sasuke put his focus on the refining of chakra and did not relax for a moment at night to refine chakra. When performing tasks during the day, practice one-handed madara. Within a week, Sasuke managed to increase the amount of chakra by nearly 2/3. Every night, he practiced almost to the point of fainting. The growth brought about by hard training, coupled with Sasuke's amazing talent. In a few more days, Sasuke will be able to accomplish the feat of doubling the amount of chakra. Just over a week. Just double the amount of chakra you have. If this speed of progress is known to others, they will definitely be extremely surprised. The ninja's chakra increase has never been able to increase at such a speed. At the same time, a week of practice is printed. Although it is only during the execution of the task the training is taken out of time, but Sasuke's one-handed knot madara has also been improved. Special skill, one-handed seal, skilled. After successfully upgrading to the proficiency level, the speed of seal formation accelerated again. And to Sasuke's surprise, even the ninjutsu that needs to be sealed can be released. After reaching the level of proficiency in one-handed madara, if two-handed madara is used, although it will not increase the power of ninjutsu, but it can be done to omit a quarter of the seal. In this way, the time required to release ninjutsu will become shorter. Although this is only a small improvement, don't underestimate this change. In the battle of the strong, often 1 second can decide the outcome. Therefore, the time to release ninjutsu is shortened, allowing Sasuke to give the enemy a fatal blow more unexpectedly. When Sasuke successfully found a better place to practice outside Konoha village, then put the focus on the practice of ninjutsu again. But after considering some problems, Sasuke did not dare to practice Chidori. First of all, Chidori's movements are too loud, and it will be difficult to say if someone finds out. Secondly, lightning style consumes a lot of chakra. Sasuke also had no way to release several times. Regardless of which of the two reasons, practicing lightning style temporarily needs to wait for Sasuke's chakra to increase more. On the other hand, Sasuke thinks it is necessary to practice fire style, considering that I am afraid that I will be troubled by too little chakra for a long time. So Sasuke decided to specialize in one ninjutsu. That is Fire Dragon Technique. Another Uchiha family housekeeping ninjutsu that is also a sea-level ninjutsu, Great Fireball Technique. The reason why Sasuke didn't choose this ninjutsu was because he found out after comparison. Great Fireball Technique. The attack speed is slow, although it is powerful. It is not conducive to control. The Fire Dragon Technique is easy to control, and the attack speed is fast. Although it is only a small-scale flame impact, if you can increase the amount of chakra injected, it can also increase the attack range to a certain extent. If you continue to improve the control level of Fire Dragon Technique, then on the one hand, you can not only reduce the consumption of chakra as much as possible, it can also release this technique more quickly, and at the same time the power of the technique can also be increased. After making the decision, Sasuke began to focus on the practice of Fire Dragon Technique. At this time, Sasuke's talent has been well interpreted, although the training time is very short, even less than an hour a day. But in just a few days, Sasuke successfully raised the Fire Dragon Technique to another level. Fire Style, Fire Dragon Technique, Xiaoqing. At this level, it is already comparable to Jinin, who specializes in fire style and ninjutsu. However, Sasuke is not enough. He really wants to see what the next stage will be like if he continues to improve. What kind of situation is it like when it is even promoted to the top level? Time flies and half a month has passed. From the tasks issued by the system, upgrade your own evaluation to General Genin. Sasuke is required to complete within 1 month. There are only a few days left. Sasuke, who was full of confidence at the beginning, is now a little depressed. It doesn't make sense why the evaluation still hasn't changed. In half a month, Sasuke's chakra volume doubled. Even Sasuke specially observed that his chakra amount is already more than double that of a normal Chunin. At the same time, ninjutsu. On fire style alone, his worst fire style ninjutsu has been upgraded to a level comparable to Chunin's. And the fire dragon technique, which he specializes in, has been promoted to a new level. Fire style, fire dragon technique expert, just such a fire style ninjutsu. Sasuke's attainments in this ninjutsu, I'm afraid even Hokage can't compare. After the minor success comes the major achievement, and the major achievement already corresponds to the elite Genin level. The expert corresponds to the Kage level. A Kage level ninjutsu. Anyway, Sasuke is strong enough in ninjutsu, but the systematic evaluation is still comprehensive evaluation. Weak Genin. Sasuke didn't understand why. I'm still a weak Genin like this? By what standard is the system judged? Now an ordinary Genin stands in front of Sasuke, and Sasuke promises to deal with each other easily. As long as you don't get close by the opponent, it is still very easy to guarantee a non-injured kill. Wait, my weakness is physical skills. Now Sasuke's taijutsu level is only proficient. Could it be that the comprehensive evaluation of the system can only be changed if the conjoined body technique is also improved? Although I don't know if this idea is correct, it is worth a try. But the improvement of taijutsu, the last time I played against Kakashi, do you want to practice with Kakashi? According to Kakashi's personality, he is not very willing to agree or not to say anything. His performance is too amazing, and it is easy to attract Hiruzen's attention. Can't find Kakashi, but Konoha still has a master of gymnastics. Chapter 19, Konoha Taijutsu Master, S Disciple. Speaking of Konoha's taijutsu master, needless to say, everyone knows who it is. The man who almost kicked the finale. Kingai. With the 8 inner gates fully open, even Madara was almost killed. If there is a Might Guy accompanying Sasuke to practice physical skills, he will definitely improve rapidly. But Sasuke may not be able to let this master of gymnastics accompany him to train so easily. After all, I won't say that the other party is Genin, and I am not the other party's disciple. So finding Might Guy is impossible. But find Might Guy's disciple, Lee Locke, is no problem. A brat at this age would obediently fight him if he provoked him with just a few words. Although it is estimated that the effect of competing with Xiao Li in physical skills will not be as good as that of a physical master like Might Guy. But definitely not too bad. After all, Sasuke's level is worse than Xiao Li's now. Thinking of this, Sasuke decided to go to Konoha to find Xiao Li after the task was over. And today it seems Kakashi has something going on. I only did one task and left Sasuke and others free time in the afternoon. Naruto and little Sakura also breathed a sigh of relief. Doing this kind of boring D-level task every day is a kind of mental torture. After Kakashi left, Sasuke was also ready to leave. And this time Naruto stopped Sasuke. Sasuke, what are you in such a hurry for? Can't you stay a little longer with the companions who will be with you day and night in the future? We're going back anyway. Let's go back together. Sasuke nodded. Let's be together if it doesn't matter. It's not that I don't want to communicate with Naruto, the Hanging King. It's just that I'm too busy recently, so that there is no time to talk to Naruto and little Sakura. But it is precisely because of this that Kakashi and Hiruzen are even more convinced that Sasuke has some genius arrogance and some arrogance in character. Little Sakura was also very excited when she saw this. Of course, she didn't show anything on the surface, and the three returned to Konoha village together. Naruto walks on the far left with his head in his hands. Sasuke is in the middle and little Sakura is on the right. What happened to Mr. Kakashi today? He didn't give us endless D-level tasks. Is the Genin doing something big today? Hearing this, Sasuke said lightly, "This is not true." Naruto was surprised that Sasuke was willing to talk to himself. In the past half a month, Sasuke hasn't spoken a few words to them. Then why do you say it is? The D-level tasks in the village are probably all done. After all, Konoha is only this big, and using D-level tasks to train Genin, who just graduated, won't last long. Hearing this, Naruto was stunned for a moment, but he didn't think about the reason for this. Together with them, they cleared all the D-level missions in the village. Of course, Sasuke and the others are not the only ones sweeping up the D-level missions. Almost all other teams are also carrying out these D-level missions. The accumulation of the village for a year, but relying on the time when Genin graduated, all the D-level tasks were cleared. Then you don't need to perform D-level missions after that? Sasuke nodded. It should be. There is no need to do D-level tasks anymore. Genin will graduate next year, and they still need these D-level tasks to practice their skills. Naruto waved his fist excitedly. I finally made it through. I don't even want to do any of the damn D-level missions. Okay. Seeing that they were about to reach the center of the village, Sasuke looked at the two of them. Let's stop here today. I'll go first. Saying that, Sasuke disappeared without waiting for the two to reply. And the little Sakura was a little depressed, and she planned to have a few more words with Sasuke. But in the end, he still didn't say a word, but Naruto, that BD, actually talked and laughed with Mr. Sasuke. Damn, it's too enviable. And Naruto also looked a little regretful. This guy doesn't know how to wait for others to finish talking before leaving. I wanted to say thank you. Naruto wanted to say thank you to Sasuke for the Bell fight that day. But this time it seems to be missed. Just wait for the next time. And Sasuke didn't know what Naruto was thinking. Now Sasuke is preoccupied with finding Shaoli. If you are lucky, Shaoli and his team should be in Konoha. If you don't go out to the village to perform tasks, the chances of finding it are still very high. After all, if Shaoli doesn't perform the task, the probability is to cultivate. And his practice is not small, so it is not difficult to find Shaoli. Never give up. I have to work harder than a genius. Today's goal is to run 10 laps around the village. If you can't finish it, you will be punished with 3,000 leapfrogs. Hear these passionate words. Sasuke felt that he should have found it. And it's easier than imagined. Just in an open space at the edge of Konoha Park, he easily found Shaoli, who was about to run around Konoha. And there are two people beside him, one Neji and one Tian. Both of them are also training. Of course, Sasuke directly ignored the two in his field of vision. Shaoli, who was about to run around Konoha, was just about to speed up. In the next second, a pinch of kunai was directly nailed to the ground in front of Shaoli's eyes. At the same time, Neji also turned his head, and Tian also stopped. Who is it? Shaoli was a little puzzled. This is Konoha, who would easily attack Konoha shinobi in Konoha. Although it was misplaced, it may have been intentionally misplaced, but it may also be that the other party's technology is only like this. The next second was on the stone pillar beside him. Sasuke's figure landed steadily on it. Putting his hands in his pockets condescendingly, he looked at Shaoli in front of him. Lee Locke. The other party was stunned for a moment. Who are you? How you know my name? And this time Neji frowned. Judging from Sasuke's attire, he has already guessed who the other party is. Uchiha's attire. The entire Konoha is still wearing this attire. There is only one person. Uchiha's last man, Uchiha Sasuke. The other party should be Genin, who just graduated this year. Why did he appear here all of a sudden and directly stop Shaoli with kunai? It sounded like it was aimed at Shaoli. Why did a person from the Uchiha clan come to Shaoli? My name, Uchiha Sasuke. I heard that among the Genin 1 year older than me, there is a guy with very strong physical skills named Lee Locke. It just so happens that physical skills are my weakness, so I'm here to discuss with you. Chapter 20 Lee Locke's Pride. What did he say? Lee looked at Sasuke coldly. Physique is his weakness, so he wants to learn from Genin, the strongest physique. Is this guy insulting himself? Let alone Shaoli now. Even Neji, who has always been a little proud, is a little angry. Although he always feels that ordinary people can't catch up with geniuses no matter how hard they try. But Shaoli was his companion, and his companion was humiliated by such an inexplicable guy. Neji wasn't going to sit idly by either, and Tian's expression on the side suddenly became extremely indifferent. Originally, She saw Sasuke's good looks and turned into a nympho, but the next second Sasuke's words made her extremely angry. How could this be possible? Gymnastics. It was something Xiao Li was proud of, but the other party actually insulted Xiao Li's physical skills. It is good. Then let's compete. Sasuke glanced at Niji and Tian. These two guys looked at themselves as if they wanted to scratch themselves. It's just that a little excitement won't make it. You can't even control your emotions. This is a taboo for ninjas. How can you fight if you don't keep absolute calm? Xiao Li raised his finger to the open space beside him. Then here it is. Let me see how much weight you, an arrogant guy who likes to despise others, really have. After Xiao Li finished speaking, his eyes became murderous. He can allow others to insult him in other places, but he cannot insult his physical skills. Because this is the result of his countless days and nights of hard training. This achievement is his pride and the pride of his teacher. The only glory in Xiao Li's heart. No one is allowed to trample on it. Xiao Li, you have to be careful. This guy's name is Uchiha Sasuke, and he is the #1 guy in this year's Jinin. Hearing this, Xiao Li was stunned for a moment and immediately understood. Another genius. He once wanted to defeat Niji. That goal has not been achieved. But now comes another genius. Xiao Li will not let up anymore. Ordinary people can defeat geniuses even with hard work. This is what little Li Xiang wants to prove. Niji also took a look at Sasuke, especially after Sasuke turned around. The Uchiha clan crest on the back. The Hyuga clan also has its own clan crest. Speaking of which, the Hyuga family and the Uchiha family, as the two major pupils of the ninja world, have inherent contradictions that cannot be adjusted. It stands to reason that Uchiha's people should find trouble on his head. But this time it was aimed at Xiao Li. This made Niji start to wonder if Uchiha Sasuke came after him, but wanted to see the strength of his companion first. It's good to roughly estimate your own strength. This possibility is very high. At this time, Sasuke had already stood opposite Xiao Li. Meanwhile, at the edge of the park, the might guy who just arrived here is also watching secretly. This is the kid from the Uchiha clan. Is Konoha the only kid who survived? He wants to challenge Lee? Not bad. Lee, let this Uchiha guy see your power. Guy has always been worried about Lee's character and lacks a little self-confidence. Because of Niji, Lee always felt weak. Going out to perform tasks is just to solve some bandits and thieves. It can't help Xiao Li build up his self-confidence at all. Now challenge the ninjas from the same village, and they are also geniuses of similar age. This is very helpful for Xiao Li to make up for the part of his lack of self-confidence. The other party still took the initiative to come to the door. Even if the other party's Jinin instructor came to ask, I was justified. Guy put his hands on his chest, as if he was watching a show. Jin would soon stop laughing. Lee raised one hand in a gesture of invitation, and Sasuke raised his hand and hooked him. Come on, Xiao Li frowned. Aren't you going to use ninjutsu? If you let me do it first, you might not have the chance to use ninjutsu. Did you forget that I said I'm here to compete with you in martial arts? If you use ninjutsu, then why do you need to learn from each other? You are no match at all. If you use ninjutsu, Xiao Li can't fight at all. However, being ridiculed by Sasuke again, Xiao Li's face became even more gloomy. If you don't take me seriously again and again, don't blame me for being rude. Boom! In an instant, Xiao Li's explosive speed surprised Sasuke. This explosive power seems to be stronger than Kakashi. As far as pure body skills are concerned, Xiao Li's speed is naturally faster than Kakashi. But Kakashi's body flicker technique is not low, much faster than Xiao Li. Immediately after Xiao Li punched directly, Sasuke raised his hand to block. Seeing Sasuke's actions, Xiao Li was a little surprised. Can this guy keep up with me? Boom! A punch to Commander's assistant's arm, pushing Sasuke back. Xiao Li accelerated again, and the fist shadow instantly enveloped Sasuke. At first Sasuke thought it should be easy, but now he feels differently. Ninjas who specialize in body arts are still different from normal ninjas. This kind of airtight attack, even Kakashi can't do it. Sasuke can only dodge back in this situation. And Xiao Li will not let Sasuke go so easily. Accelerating to catch up, fists and feet are constantly changing various attack methods. The dull impact sounded continuously. Sasuke was quite embarrassed when he blocked. Niji and Tian, who were still worried, were also relieved at this time. It's true that Fang's physical skills are not at the same level as Xiao Li's, so there's no need to worry about it. If this continues, Xiao Li will soon be able to take down the opponent. Tian. Xiao Li's attack frequency, the opponent can't fight back. It seems that this guy is just a little more stubborn. The strength is simply too weak. Niji also sneered in his heart. Acha, that's all. But suddenly Sasuke grabbed Li's fist. Immediately afterwards, a clever leverage made Xiao Li retreat. At this moment, Niji and Tian didn't think there was anything wrong. They just thought it was probably his last outburst. Or luck. The might guy who was hiding in the dark looked a little strange. Coincidence? It seems to have seen through Li's attack. Do not. No, he was a bit reluctant to keep up with Li's speed, and it was impossible to see through Li's attack. Chapter 21, specially born for Taijutsu. Now Guy already feels that something is not quite right. Judging from Sasuke's movements, this guy seems to have become stronger. Xiao Li's accelerated elbow. The original Sasuke couldn't react to such continuous close-to-body attacks. Can only dodge. But now, with his back turned to Xiao Li, Sasuke blocked with his backhand. It was as if he had seen through Xiao Li's attack style and looked carefully at Sasuke's eyes. As a member of the Uchiha clan, Sasuke hasn't even opened a Sharingan yet. In this case, he was able to block Xiao Li's attack. But it seems to be okay. This kid seems to have not opened the blood successor limit of the Uchiha clan. Otherwise, this battle will become more difficult. The fight with Xiao Li lasted for more than 10 seconds. However, a scene that surprised Tian, Niji, and Guy happened immediately. Sasuke actually caught Xiao Li's fist directly and launched a counterattack for the first time. Boom! A dull impact sounded, and Xiao Li was forced to retreat. Sasuke's blow hit Xiao Li precisely. Although it didn't cause much damage, it made Xiao Li stunned. How is this possible? Xiao Li looked at Sasuke in surprise. Both Tian and Niji couldn't help but raise their hands and rub their eyes, as if they couldn't believe what they saw. Tian, beside him, asked Niji with some uncertainty. Niji, did I read wrong just now? This Uchiha kid actually beat Li back. Niji didn't answer, but his face became even uglier. You, Xiao Li, as the person involved, had the most obvious feeling. Sasuke, it seems to have become stronger, and it is still visible to the naked eye, and in terms of physical skills, it is completely a rocket speed increase. It seemed as if he was absorbing the essence of body art from him and quickly integrated it into himself. Impossible. How could someone master the mystery of physical skills so quickly in battle? Even Niji can't do this at all. Xiao Li didn't believe in evil and continued to rush forward to attack Sasuke. But the next second, Sasuke's counterattack almost interrupted Xiao Li's rhythm. The two of you come and go, and now it seems to have evolved into a situation of equal strength. Niji's eyes widened, watching Sasuke's every movement carefully. Compared to before, this guy's movements are faster, and his attacks seem to have the charm of Xiao Li's physical skills. Did this guy really learn Xiao Li's physical skills so quickly in the battle? Hear Niji's words. Tian shook his head. Impossible. Niji, is it possible to learn the opponent's tricks in battle? Said Tian's voice was a little softer. I'm afraid even you can't do it to this level. Niji nodded. I really can't do it. Guy, who was hiding in the dark, was extremely shocked in his heart now. Niji, Tian, they still can't see how terrifying Sasuke's change is. But Guy could totally see it. As a Konoha physical art master, how could he not see it? The Sasuke in front of him was just a rookie in gymnastics a few minutes ago. Although compared with ordinary genin, or even shinin, it is still somewhat level. But true taijutsu, although the foundation of ninja fighting, is also a powerful fighting technique. The mystery is not as simple as ordinary ninjas think. Speed and strength are the most basic requirements. More importantly, the change in the nick of the battle. This ability to respond is not something that can be developed casually. This is an ability that requires real battles, hundreds of thousands of battles, to be developed. And what about Sasuke? His talent surprised Guy. In the process of fighting Xiao Li, the speed visible to the naked eye is rapidly increasing. Even the ability to respond, which originally needs to be honed in actual combat. He forcibly raised it by virtue of his super talent. This kid, with his physical talent, is probably the scariest person ever if we say that Xiao Li's talent is perseverance and perseverance. In a sense, this is also a powerful talent. But what about Sasuke? This guy is a real genius monster. From Guy's perspective, he could see the joy on Sasuke's face. Every second in the battle, Sasuke is getting stronger at a rapid speed. Xiao Li's skills were learned by Sasuke, and he mastered them at an incredible speed and became his own. In the next second, Xiao Li casts Leaf Hurricane again. No matter the power or posture of this blow, it can meet the standards in Guy's eyes. But Sasuke's movement made the corner of Guy's mouth twitch slightly. Sasuke caught Xiao Li Leaf Hurricane's only gap and kicked directly into the air. Xiao Li's attack was broken. Boom! Xiao Li, who fell to the ground heavily, looked at Sasuke with an incredulous expression on his face. His own Leaf Hurricane was cracked by Sasuke. A simple kick in the eyes of Tian and Niji. It just feels that Sasuke is very strong. But in Guy's eyes, Sasuke has risen directly to the level of evildoer. Immaculate timing. Anyone who is faster or slower will be hit by Li's physical skills. Leaf Hurricane. This is a basic physical technique developed by countless Konoha ninjas who specialize in physical arts. In essence, there is no flaw at all. Moves may not have fixed flaws, but people have flaws. Li's gap was caught by Sasuke. Even if I'm afraid at that moment, I couldn't make a quick move and attack Li's flaw. This kid, this kind of talent, it seems that he was born specifically for physical skills. Come again. Sasuke hooked his hands at Xiao Li, who was on the ground. Xiao Li gritted his teeth fiercely and continued to stand up and fight. But the next battle will be different. Sasuke has absorbed enough nutrients, and his level of physical skills is slowly surpassing that of Li. In just half an hour, Guy watched with his own eyes that his proud disciple was being overtaken in physical skills. In the end, it was even overtaken. Of course, Li has the advantage in terms of strength, and even faster than Sasuke. But in terms of physical skills, Sasuke is already stronger than Li. What kind of monster is this? Chapter 22. The teacher came after hitting the apprentice. You were hiding your strength before. Are you doing this on purpose to humiliate me? Xiao Li got up from the ground and looked at Sasuke angrily. The kid didn't expect to think so. No, I didn't hide my strength. Impossible. Xiao Li is even more irritable now. If you are not hiding your strength, then how could you have such a change in such a short period of time? Even my Leaf Hurricane gently patted the dust off his body. Sasuke glanced at the system. Basic physical art grandmaster. Another stage has been raised. Just fighting with Lee Locke for a short while has brought him up a notch. Sure enough, physical skills still need real combat to progress faster. The effect of exercise is at best to increase physical fitness. Strengthening physical fitness and strengthening physical skills are two different things. Isn't it just physical skills? Look at it and think about it for a while. Then you will learn it. Sasuke said lightly. That's what he did. But such words sounded so harsh to Xiao Li's ears. Are you trying to say that you can easily learn my physical skills just by looking at them? Basically, that's it. Even a genius would never be able to do such a thing. Then maybe the genius you met is not strong enough. Sasuke glanced at Niji as he spoke. Although Niji is also known as a genius of the Hyuga clan. But compared with myself, that is too far away. I do not believe. Boom! Xiao Li broke out again. However, Xiao Li's attack this time seemed very ferocious. Sasuke showed even more superb physical skills, grabbed Xiao Li's elbow with his backhand, dragged it lightly, and kicked Xiao Li's chest quickly with one kick. Boom! Xiao Li, who was beaten out, froze in place. He was crushed. The opponent's physical skills became even stronger than him by a few points. How is this possible? Xiao Li kept mumbling in his mouth. Not only Xiao Li, Tian and Niji's expressions also changed. A guy who was barely able to fight against Xiao Li at the beginning surpassed Xiaoli directly in just half an hour. In terms of physical skills, he directly became stronger than Xiaoli. Is this genius? Niji clenched his fists tightly and covered his mouth lightly every day. At this moment, Xiaoli, who is a little bit out of his mind, still wants to continue to try. However, the shot was directly counterattacked by Sasuke. Fly out with one blow again. After several times in a row, Xiaoli's expression seemed a little strange. There was no charm in his eyes. Could it be that hard work is really inferior to talent? If Xiaoli still firmly believed in the usefulness of hard work before, then now his own heart has begun to waver. I practiced hard, but the opponent surpassed me in less than half an hour. What is the use of your own efforts if you go on like this? Did you just give up like this? Stupid, don't you still have the weight off? Suddenly a voice sounded, and the moment the sound sounded, Sasuke hurriedly looked in that direction. My guy! With his hands folded on his chest, he was looking at Xiaoli with a serious face. Hearing this, Xiaoli came back to his senses. That's right. I still have the weight to lift. If the weight is lifted, then this kid will definitely not be my opponent. As soon as Xiaoli said that, he planned to release the weight. And that's what Sasuke wants to see. Now that Xiaoli is sparring with him, Sasuke can no longer feel the rapid progress. So it would be more effective for Xiaoli to become stronger. But, stop Li. This is not a moment of last resort. The burden cannot be lifted. Hearing this, Li was in great pain. But teacher, if you don't lift the weight on me, it will be. Is the outcome of a duel so important? Li was speechless. Seeing that Li didn't speak, Guy nodded. The reason why Li was not allowed to lift the weight was not the reason Guy said. It was a last resort. It was because he was worried that if the heavy-duty battle was lifted, the evildoer would quickly catch up again. At that time, Xiaoli will completely lose his confidence. So Guy has to end this fight. He glanced at Sasuke. Genin of Uchiha, please leave. Next, I will give my Genin a mission. Guy thought Sasuke would leave like this. But Sasuke has just experienced the feeling of physical improvement, and now he is full of fighting spirit. Might Guy prevents Xiaoli from fighting him, then Sasuke can't bear it. It seems that you are his teacher, so your physical skills should be stronger. The disciple can't do it, then let the teacher fight with me. Sasuke provokes Might Guy. When he finished speaking, Niji was directly angry. BD, who do you think you are? What qualifications do you have to challenge our teacher? I'll come with you. Niji, stand back. Guy looked at Sasuke very seriously. He actually has the guts to challenge himself, this Genin. Should this Uchiha kid be brave or not respectful? It doesn't matter which one it is. Guy glanced at Li, who was a little frustrated, and Sasuke offered to ask, so he could use this opportunity to motivate Li, gather back the confidence he had just shattered. A Genin, have the courage to challenge me, this Genin. Your martial arts defeated my disciple. As a teacher, this is my responsibility. It's my lack of ability. But boy, you have to remember, it's not that my disciple is inferior to you. Too much nonsense. Do you want to fight? Genin Might Guy? Sasuke didn't care at all. It made Might Guy a little angry too. But being a Genin is still manageable. Li, look carefully. Physical skills do not rely on talent alone. Physique requires more time to polish than any ninjutsu, and talent is only a small part. Sasuke understood a little bit. This guy didn't want to fight with him, but just wanted to use himself to help Li regain his confidence and state. But it doesn't matter. Sasuke doesn't care about these. Fighting against Might Guy, physical skills will definitely be enhanced quickly. With his talent, even Might Guy Sasuke believes he will soon be able to extract more from this man. But before that, Sasuke needs to get ready. Slowly close your eyes. Open suddenly. Sharingan. Open. Two Goyu Sharingan emerged on Sasuke's face. And the moment he saw the Sharingan, Guy was stunned. This kid has awakened Uchiha's blood inheritance boundary. And he is also a Sharingan with 2 hooks. But he didn't use it at all in the previous battle with Li. Is it really a monster? Chapter 23: The Shock of Being Dominated by Genius. And it wasn't just Guy who noticed Sasuke started Sharingan at this moment. Li also stared at Sasuke's crimson eyes, dumbfounded. This is Uchiha's pupil art. Like Niji, the eyes have special changes. Although he doesn't know much about Sharingan, Lee also knows it clearly. Ninjas who have the Hitomi blood succession boundary will gain more powerful insight when using the blood succession boundary. In other words, physical skills will become stronger. As for where I learned about it, there are companions like Niji. How could it be possible that Lee didn't know the basic information about the boundary of the pupil technique blood succession? However, just now the opponent didn't use his pupil technique at all, so he didn't feel that he had any threat to him at all. The battle between Sasuke and Guy hasn't started yet. Lee was hit again. Guy also felt very helpless about this. He didn't expect this kid from the Uchiha clan to defeat his proud disciple head-on without using the Sharingan. This kid's talent is too strong. When did Konoha show such an evildoer? Niji stared intently at Sasuke's red eyes, gritting his teeth gently. Facing Lee, even if I didn't take off the weight, I had to open my eyes to see Lee's movements accurately. But this guy hasn't even used the Sharingan. Hateful. Let's start. Teacher Jinin might Guy. Guy froze for a moment. Sasuke actually knew himself? But now is not the time to focus on this. Now it is to regain confidence for his disciples. Therefore, Guy must also defeat this so-called genius boy in front of him with a destructive posture, or use the simplest physical technique to defeat it. Otherwise, I'm afraid it won't be so easy for Lee to get out of Sasuke's shadow. I won't show mercy. The moment the voice fell, after image appeared in front of everyone, under Guy's astonishing speed, it even caused a gas explosion. The distance between the two is 10 meters. But in the next second, Guy appeared directly in front of Sasuke. For a split second, Sasuke's two Tomo Sharingan spun quickly. Insight is basically pushed to the limit by Sasuke. But even so, he only caught a little trace of Guy. So strong. As expected of Konoha's martial arts master, Might Guy, this speed is simply not comparable to Shao Li. At this moment, Sasuke has no way to deal with it. He can only avoid it, and chose the safest way of evasion. Turning around, Sasuke fell straight down, rolling a donkey. At the same time, there was a burst of anger, and Guy was stunned for a moment, but Sasuke escaped. Although the dodging posture is very embarrassing, but he can dodge the blow when he is serious. It can be considered astonishing. However, it seems that we should hold back a little bit if we maintain this serious state throughout the whole process. Sasuke couldn't dodge and might be seriously injured by himself. Guy didn't want to hurt Sasuke either. Boom! Continue stepping toward Sasuke. This time Sasuke's Sharingan was able to see Guy's afterimage more clearly. Is there any water? Exactly. If Guy maintains the terrifying posture just now, Sasuke has no way to resist. Not to mention improving one's physical skills through fighting. Sasuke tried to dodge this time. He turned around and narrowly avoided the attack. In the next second, Guy continued to attack. He was also surprised by Sasuke's reaction, the extreme dodge, which is simply outstanding for a genin. Bang, bang, bang. Guy even held back a little bit of strength. But every time he hits, it still dazzles people, even kicking the ground. A small hole burst open in the ground instantly. If this kind of power fell on ordinary people, they would definitely die instantly. Even ninjas like Genin and Chunin may lose their fighting power immediately after being hit. And what Guy wants is to kill Sasuke with one blow, so that Lee can regain his confidence and physical skills. However, on the one hand, he didn't want Sasuke to be hurt. On the one hand, it is necessary to achieve the effect of one-hit kill. In a short time, Guy didn't know how much force he should use. However, this also allowed Sasuke to stage a series of extreme dodges. Guy's movement had already attracted the attention of Umbu Ninja. At this time, even Kakashi, who happened to be not far away, came to a certain electric pile. Carefully observe the situation here. When I saw Guy and Sasuke fighting, Kakashi was surprised. How did Guy get into a fight with the brat Sasuke? Boom! Another blow, and Guy was just in time for Sasuke to avoid it. There have been more than a dozen attacks in a row. Guy decided to push harder. Otherwise, if it continues like this, it will not achieve the effect he wants. Lee is also looking forward to the scene where his teacher defeats Sasuke. But watching Sasuke dodge more than a dozen attacks in a row, he felt even more uncomfortable. Faced with Guy's sudden acceleration, Sasuke sensed the danger this time. This is no joke. If this blow was hit, Sasuke felt that he might have to lie in bed for a few days. Jumping back abruptly, Sasuke pushed his speed to the limit. But Guy laughed. I can't escape at last. Backing up in a straight line to avoid the attack, Guy only needs to move forward a little bit, and he can easily hit the commander for help. But when he was about to take this step, Sasuke suddenly raised his hand. The hand seal at an astonishing speed. In less than half a breath, Sasuke completed the Madara. Seeing this, Guy's eyelids twitched slightly. This Uchiha boy has mastered ninjutsu. Not good. Guy retracted his fist immediately when he saw Sasuke's slightly puffed face. Turn around suddenly. Boom! Fire-style fire dragon technique. The flames swept across Guy's side quickly and straightly. The lingering flames were extremely fast and directly impacted more than 10 meters away in the blink of an eye. The high temperature emitted by the flames caused a heat wave to blow on the faces of Guy, Xiao Li, and others. At this moment, Li was extremely shocked. He can also fire style, not only physical skills, but even ninjutsu. So amazing. Niji. It's so fast that you can finish ninjutsu before sensei attacks. Tian. Good strong. The people who were more surprised at the moment were Guy and Kakashi. Only they know what kind of level that fire style was just now. Even the average Jnin would never be able to master this level of fire style. Chapter 24, Konoha's Blue Beast. From the perspective of Kakashi and Might Guy, it is not difficult to see the fire dragon technique that Sasuke just released. Just how terrifying. If there is the most standard release of this technique, then just now Sasuke has achieved a textbook-level ninjutsu release. Even more than that, whether it is the strength of the flame or the shape of the flame, they are all perfect. And Kakashi can also see that this guy Sasuke even made a change. Gather together the flames that should have spread by controlling them in your own way. This made a C-level ninjutsu explode almost instantly, with a power comparable to that of an A-level ninjutsu. However, the distance is somewhat lacking, and the damage effect also drops rapidly after the distance exceeds 10 meters. If it's just a general way of thinking, then what Sasuke did in the second half is not perfect. But Kakashi doesn't think that's the case. This is the result of Sasuke's perfect ninja control. Concentrate the most powerful moment of the flame in the range of 5 to 10 meters away from yourself. The advantage of this is that basically not too much chakra is wasted. The last time Kakashi watched Sasuke unleash this ninjutsu, it was far from the current level. But now there have been earth-shaking changes. I am afraid that even if the doctor of ninjutsu called Konoha, the current third Hokage, can't do it more perfectly than Sasuke in this ninjutsu. Thinking of this, Kakashi couldn't help taking a breath. And the next second Sasuke moved quickly. Since you can't do pure physical combat, then take this opportunity to try to see the gap between yourself and elite Jnin. Sasuke thought so in his heart. The movements of the hands are fast. Raise your hand directly to open the ninja bag. Immediately after Guy's puzzled eyes, Sasuke quickly threw no less than 10 kunai. These kunai shot at Guy quickly. Guy dodges. In the next second, shurikens flew by one after another, not aimed at Guy. He was chasing those shurikens. Jingle, after a burst of noise, the collision between the shuriken and kunai changed the trajectory directly. Some hidden weapons even turned around and shot towards Guy. When Guy came back to his senses, he suddenly found himself surrounded by these hidden weapons, basically blocked all dodge angles. At this moment, Sasuke's throwing technique was directly shocked by Tian. Concealed weapons, can you still use them like this? Both Niji and Xiao Li were also shocked. With the blessing of Sharingan, Sasuke's throwing skills are even more amazing. Not to mention the three of them. Even Guy is feeling emotional in his heart at this moment. Now the little devils, are they all this powerful? But it's right to think about it. After all, Sasuke's terrifying physique talent may not be all the talent of this kid. Amazing attainments in ninjutsu, and the throwing technique is also so powerful. It can only be said that this guy from the Uchiha family is indeed a genius. However, my guy is Konoha's Blue Beast. Moment. Guy noticed a flaw and headed directly in that direction with an extremely exaggerated gesture. Dodged several kunai in a row. At this moment, Kakashi frowned. Guy, you've been fooled. At the same time, Sasuke, who has quickly completed the seal, is just ready to explode in ninjutsu. Fire style. The fire is gone. Sasuke didn't know when he was already in the air. It is less than 10 meters above the ground, and not far below is where Guy is now. In an instant, a terrifying flame like a small meteorite erupted from Sasuke's mouth, slammed straight in Guy's direction. As soon as Guy stood still, a huge flame appeared above his head, and the distance is already close at hand. At this moment, Guy also understood. I was actually tricked by a genin kid. This was Guy's own carelessness. He didn't expect a genin brat to know how to set traps in battle, and also has such amazing fire-style ninjutsu. Although it seems that this fire-style ninjutsu, Sasuke's control, is not as good as the fire dragon technique just now. But the problem is the power of this fire-style ninjutsu is definitely stronger than that of fire dragon technique. This should be a genuine A-level ninjutsu, a genin who has mastered A-class fire-style ninjutsu. Such a genius. Guy was completely unpredictable. The flames slowly fell. And at this moment, Guy's gaze became serious. He's getting serious. Boom! A violent explosion sounded. This large open space was almost instantly covered in flames. And Ye Tian and others were even blown away by the strong airflow. It was hard to stabilize his figure. When they looked up again, they saw the bursting flames, and the three of them were stunned. The power of this ninjutsu is so terrifying. At the same time, they were more worried about Guy's situation. Teacher. UBD, you actually gave the teacher away. Niji and Xiao Li's eyes turned red immediately. And Sasuke, who fell at this time, seemed to be on guard against something. Sure enough, the next second, a black shadow appeared directly. The speed was too fast for Sasuke to react in time. He raised his hand hastily to block it, but was kicked away by the opponent. His body slammed into the ground more than 10 meters away like a cannonball. Even after that, it kept rolling. After rolling for 5 or 6 meters, it slowly stopped. The moment he stopped, Sasuke just looked up. In the next second, a fist stopped in front of Sasuke. Looking up, Sasuke looked at Mike Guy with flames on his shoulders and a few locks of hair on fire. Boy, you lost. Sasuke sighed helplessly. Although his own ninjutsu is comparable to Jonin, even elite Jonin has to avoid the edge for the time being. But what is lacking lies in the basic physical skills, and even the most basic strength and speed. But since I am weak in this aspect, I should continue to strengthen training. And the guy in front of him is the best training object. Sasuke looked up at him. Really? I can continue. Let's stop here. Sasuke. Kakashi's voice sounded, and Kakashi used the body flicker technique to come to Sasuke, behind Sasuke, put his hands in his pockets and looked at Sasuke lying on the ground. You are already amazing to be able to fight this guy to this extent. Kakashi, this brat, is your student? Ah, that's right, he's Jinin from my 7th class, and I'm their guy Jinin now. Guy has a strange expression now. Kakashi's disciple defeated his own disciple. So wouldn't he lose to Kakashi again? Chapter 25, Family Glory. Guy's expression became weird. And based on Kakashi's understanding of Guy probably thought of something. But this time Kakashi is not appropriate to ask. Sasuke. Kakashi came out. Sasuke already knew it was impossible to continue. And if it continues, it will really not give Kakashi face, and Guy may not be merciful at that time. At his current level, he is no match for Guy at all. Got it, Kakashi-sensei? Sasuke stood up slowly and bowed to Might Guy, and nodded slightly in the direction of Xiao Li. Thank you for your advice. These two simple actions directly changed a few people's views on Sasuke. I feel that Sasuke seems to be very polite, but why was he so arrogant before? Is it just because his teacher is here, so he deliberately behaved? However, at this time, the three of them suddenly saw Sasuke smiling. Kakashi and Guy are also a little confused. So what is Sasuke laughing at? Congratulations to host. Successfully reached the general genin level. Reward. Excellent physique. Whether to receive, no one can see the system interface except Sasuke. so no one would understand why Sasuke couldn't bear to laugh now. And the joy in Sasuke's heart now is really hard to hide. It's really done. Is it really because physical skills are holding you back? Excellent physique. The last time was perfect talent. The reward of perfect talent directly lets Sasuke see what is the world of genius. And now this excellent physique, I don't know if Sasuke will explode directly. It should be able to increase my chakra volume. If the amount of chakra can keep up, relying on this talent, I am afraid that it will not be a problem to quickly upgrade to Kage level. But now is not the time to claim this reward. To be on the safe side, go home and collect the rewards. Looking at Sasuke, who didn't know why he was laughing. At this moment, Neji looked at Xiao Li and then at his teacher. Whether it's Xiao Li or Guy, the faces of both of them are not very good. Because Sasuke's smile looks like he's laughing at them. This is something Neji cannot tolerate. He has been considered a genius since he was a child, but because he was born in a branch house, he has to carry a caged bird that cannot be lifted for a lifetime. And Sasuke's smile is now like those of the clan. It's the same as mocking him, a genius who was born in a branch house. It's just Uchiha. What qualifications do you have? Dare to laugh at us. After a while, Sasuke felt that his smile was a bit inappropriate, quickly received and prepared to leave. And this time, Neji made a sudden shot and directly blocked Sasuke's front. Kakashi frowned. What is the kid of the Hyuga clan planning to do? Sasuke, who was blocked, was also puzzled. What's up with this Hyuga Neji? Uchiha. Sasuke. Neji pronounced Sasuke's name slowly. Guy on the side wanted to pull Neji away. What are you doing, Neji? Get out of the way. Teacher, I will never allow anyone to provoke us and laugh at us, and leave so easily. Seeing this, Kakashi also spoke. Hyuga's Sasuke, he didn't. Hatake Kakashi-sensei. I'm sorry, but I can't back down this time. This is not only about our team. There is a more important reason. Saying that, Neji looked at Sasuke. Hyuga and Uchiha, known as Konoha's two blood successor limit families. Whether it is Baiin or Sharingan, other ninjas in the ninja world are very eager to get. And this time the people of the Uchiha clan provoked me. Hyuga. If I bow my head, I will shame the Hyuga clan. Hearing what Neji said, Kakashi suddenly felt dizzy. Even my guy felt a little helpless. So, Uchiha Sasuke, do you dare to bet your family's honor and fight with me? Challenge? Sasuke didn't expect that Neji would jump out to challenge himself at this time. After seeing your own strength, you still have the courage to challenge. Not bad. But family glory for Sasuke? Do you still have that thing? The Uchiha clan has been wiped out, and I am the only one left. To bear the burden of the family is simply asking for trouble. I reject. Kakashi, who didn't know how to end it, was very surprised to hear Sasuke's refusal. Because Neji has risen to the height of the family, Sasuke refused. But this also made Kakashi very gratified. It seems that Sasuke still understands the importance. Humph, cowardly fellow. Uchiha is no big deal after all. Sasuke wouldn't pay attention to this guy. Would he fall for this kind of inferior aggressive method? The host family was despised and provoked. Host, please accept the challenge and prove that Sharingan is the strongest blood successor in Konoha. Reward. Sharingan Advanced Cultivation Method. This practice method allows Sharingan to continue to advance and at the same time achieve a perfect advanced effect. Sharingan Cultivation Method. The system still has this kind of thing? Sasuke is still worrying about how he can upgrade Sharingan. At the same time, the worry is how to evolve Manjiki. You must know that even if Itachi is killed, Sasuke probably cannot awaken Manjiki. After all, the current—
No more novels? Take part in the voting. The most requested novels and those with the most likes will be chosen for publication on euroaudiobooks.com. There, I can upload as much as I want without the risk of receiving a strike. Our 18 novels and other content that exceed what is morally acceptable are only published on Patreon or the free novels page. Remember, the site is funded by donations on Ko-fi and Patreon memberships.